Hey, darling.
Hello, honey.
I brought you this.
You got me a new blender.
Oh, yes. Use Moneyfex to receive more for less from abroad with their best exchange rates and save more. Always find the best rates to Cameroon with Moneyfex. Receive more money through Moneyfex today. Moneyfex, fast, easy, and cheap money transfer service to Cameroon.
One of the things that make me feel very beautiful and very confident as a brown skinned woman is choosing the right skincare products. So here guys, I feel of the products that I use that make me feel very beautiful, very confident. And if you have any skin issue, be it acne, hyperpigmentation or oily skin, dry skin, whatever problem it is you're facing with your skin, trust me, Escape is here for you. Escape is actually formulated to suit all skin types, all melanated skin types. So when you use this, you see how confident I'm feeling. This is going to be you after using Escape products. Trust me.
Hey guys, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And I am Denzel Bless, your life and relationship coach. It's another Friday, and we are here to discuss relationships, hot topic on Delhi's matchup. So, guys, as you are joining, I want to welcome you in. And I hope you all are doing good. I hope people like it's Friday and it's the start of the weekend. And I hope you all are planning to have a very beautiful weekend with the people that you love, with your loved ones, family, friends, and for those who are in a relationship, married, and all that, I hope people are planning to have a very beautiful weekend. It's another Friday, and we all know that every Friday we come out here live on Daily Matchup to discuss important topics on relationships, and we share our ideas. So I'm glad to be your host of today. But that notwithstanding, behind the scene, we'll be having our guest, Daily Singer Philip, Bisong Bisbis, and B. Emanuela. But before that, please, guys, as you are joining, I think it's important that I let you know that this topic of today is something that you do not want to miss. So I encourage you and I beg of you to share this live session with all the groups that you are part of. Share it with all the groups, messengers, WhatsApp, and all that. Invite your friends in, share it, pump us hard, and like this video. And let me know if you are getting me 5 on 5. So before I bring in my panelists of today, just let me know from the comment section. We are going to have a very great topic and a great time together, but I would like to know if you can get me, like if you can hear me 5 on 5. So you can only do that by dropping your comments on the comment section so I can see that I know that everything is top notch. So thank you guys once more, and please do not forget to share, like. Okay, I think Nicole said, you look. Thank you so much, Nicole. That was not what I was expecting, but thank you so much for that compliment. I love that, and it's good to know that. Thank you so much. Okay, without wasting much of your time, I'll bring in our first panelist. I don't even know who I will start with, but I'm sure I would prefer to go in with B. Emanuela. So please, the guys from behind the stage, if you can bring me B. Emanuela, I'll be happy. Thank you.
Yes, Denzel, I'm here for you.
Thank you so much. Hi, Emanuela.
Hi, Denzel. The way it sounded, if you can bring me B. Emanuela.
Yeah, I wanted you to come in, Wow, how are you?
Like a package,
Oh, like a package, man. And well, it's not like a package, but you're so full with a lot of insightful informations, and I think our viewers will be like, they'll be happy to have you. So
sure. I mean, I like the way you put it. I like it though.
Okay.
Can you bring me B. Emanuela?
So how are you? Are you happy to be here? Are you excited for the topic?
Sure. And you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. And thank you for coming in.
Nice to have you another Friday. It's going to be hot here, so we are looking forward to today.
That's very true. Okay, guys. Without wasting much of our time, like I said, I would like to bring, I don't know if I should bring Delhi in or I should bring Bison. What do you suggest? I want to hear that from you, Emma.
Bring Delhi.
Okay, guys, let's welcome Delhi Singer Philip. She's she's a CEO of these platforms, and it's like we are coming in through her to drop in some amazing information. And for those who I think 90% of Cameroonians and people, let me say all over Africa, those who use social media, like very active on social media, know her influence and they know what she's capable of doing. So I do not need to introduce her that much. Let me not steal her thunder. She's already a thunder by herself. So let's bring in Delhi Singer Philip. Hi, Delhi.
Well, I'm not serious, Natsuya. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's good to be part of the crew today, man. I'm happy. I'm really happy.
You're welcome. It's good to have you, Delhi.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, I think we already have the two powerful women on board. So let me bring my brother from another mother. But before he comes in, please, guys, share this video, like this video. Pump us hard. Like the two females here, they love hard. I don't know what the impulse you are getting from it, but they really do love hard. So if you want to keep smiling and keep going, just keep pumping us hard. Like just your finger should be on that hard button. Okay, so just keep doing it. So let's welcome Bison Bees. Technical system, please bring my brother in. Hey, Bees.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Denzel. Hello, hi, Emanuela. Bison. Hello, Delhi. Hello, fellow viewers.
Hi, everyone.
Our loyal followers of this platform, precisely this show. I thank you all for coming again today. You've been so loyal. Pam, once tired, so Pam, you are all here. I can see 161 views already. We haven't started and we have this number. Thanks so much. And I join my voice with Denzel. Share until it gets to all. We're talking today about marriage is under attack. We're talking today about marriage. Share the video until it gets to every couple, every side chick, every side couple. In fact, anything side, anything chick, share until it gets to them. And there's may today be the first and the last. You bring me last man for sure. I know be last born.
What is your problem? Do you have the only child syndrome? Because when I only picking the zone, I'm worried. The only child syndrome.
I am not bring me last, but at least you should have brought me before Emma. Bring me like
Me and Emma will plan and behind the scenes, so we'll do you so, we'll treat you so. Okay, guys, it's a pleasure to have the three of you on board today. And the least I can say is I'm super happy that I can be the host of three powerful minds. Like today, I'm happy like Deli is here, Bisong is here, and Emma as well. And I can't remember the last time we had an amazing show, the four of us like this. And I strongly believe that.
That feels like you're attacking me, Denzel. It feels like you're attacking me now.
So by the end of the session, I strongly believe that like people will go back to, or like people will go to bed or spend their weekend with a lot of wisdom. So I'm so happy to be the host of the three of you. And dear viewers, please keep on pumping these two gorgeous women. Hearts, like your hand should just stay on that emoji. Just depress them.
Purpose heart. Thank you so much. At least it's good that I'm not the one moderating today. So I'm happy. Denzel, I'm really happy that I can. You see how easy. I can imagine how you guys have been relaxing. See how free I am today. I don't have to do all of that. Thank God.
Okay, guys. I think the topic is on the board. I think everyone can see our topic of today. This is a very important topic, and it's trending like it's like a pandemic. It's spreading so wide that people. It's like second coronavirus. Now it's like the second phase of coronavirus, but this one has been here before the coming of coronavirus. But before we go into this topic, I was just thinking, like, can we give our viewers a little bit of our background? I will start. You do not need to go in detail. It's not really required, but just to like a tip of the iceberg that our people can know, like, this is you and this is where you're coming from. I will start. And I think from my side, I am Denzel Bless. I'm coming from the southwest region of Cameroon, and I think I spent my first 29 years in Cameroon, precisely in Kumba. Then later on, I moved to Thailand, where I spent almost 3.5 years. It was in Thailand that I met my brother Bisong. So you guys can see that we have had, like, we knew ourselves before now. So that's it. And later on, I left Thailand to Switzerland, and I'm here with my family, and we're having a great time. So thank you, guys. That was what I said. Okay, before we go into the topic, we can just give just a slight background. I don't know who will start. Is it Emma or Bisong? The ladies time will be the last.
Bisong. I don't know why you brought me on screen first or third. I really don't know why.
Okay, Bisong, let's start with you. Emma has given you the privilege.
Okay, thank you once more. Thank you. I am Bisong Peace as per Facebook. I come from the southwest, precisely my new division, but I was born and raised in Limbe, and I've lived in a couple of places around the globe, but I'm currently in Finland.
You know, talk so for Thailand. You make a similar say I lie.
I've lived in Thailand as well. I lived in Thailand. Yeah, my brother, the place. I've lived in Thailand. That's where I met my brother Denzel, and now I live in Finland.
Okay, so Bisong, I have just a question for you. How was it in Thailand? Do you miss Thailand, or what is specific that you miss from Thailand?
Yeah, I miss it. I miss Thai food, and I had a couple of Thai friends that I still miss, even though I still get in touch. But it's the feeling is different when you have this close proximity with the people you like,
Yeah.
But still, we give God the glory. We are all fine, strong and healthy. Yeah.
I miss the food too, man. I miss the food. Okay, Emma, I would like to have your just a little background. You don't need to go deep. Just be shallow with it. If you want to go deep, I'm fine, and I'm sure Bisong is fine as well.
Why me? Why?
Okay. Thank you, Denzel. I'm really going to be very shallow so I can quickly get over with this. I usually don't like talking about myself so much like this. So
Okay.
I'm B. Emanuela. I really want to emphasize on the fact B. Emanuela, because when I say B. Emanuela, I think many Cameroonians out there will tell where I'm coming from. But anyway, for the sake of foreigners, B. Emanuela comes from the northwest region of Cameroon. And yeah, that's it. And I live in Germany.
Okay, that's good. That's so what is like if someone is coming now to I don't want us to dive directly into the topic. Let's break down the anxiety and the way people are excited, let's try to calm everyone down. That's what I'm trying to like. Let's chill, let's just have some fun, because I know something is coming. So before we get to that, I know something is coming. So like you live in Germany and I've been there a couple of times. It's a lovely place. So I think du sprichst Deutsch, oder?
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Deli, over to you.
Hi, everyone, once again. I mean, it's good to be in this position. I must insist on that. Right. I mean, you guys look awesome. Then, for some reason, you look so charming today. I'm not sure what you.
Someone is
doing today. Guys, in the comment section, have you noticed Denzel is looking super charming today? There's something different about Denzel.
Someone is crying that Denzel is married.
Not God. When you believe in God, you're good.
Not really God, my brother. That God will serve, man. All we get to serve that God in spirit and in truth.
In spirit and in truth.
Right. I guess I need no introduction, right? I guess so. But hey, guys, if you're new on the platform, my name is Deli Singer, and I guess we have to put this stuff down. Just a sec, guys. So you can see the spelling of the names actually as we say them. So my name is Deli Singer, and I'm from the northwest region of Cameroon, Momo Division, Ajay Village, Akwite Ikwata. So if you're looking for me, that's where you place my roots. Okay. So yes, I'm Sam Graphi like that. Bamenda, born and bred Bamenda. Graphi.
Wow,
Okay, yeah, I think Emanuela is representing Graphi in grand style. So for those of you who don't understand Graphi, I will see you tomorrow. That's typical, guys. Typical. You're coming from if you want to know what Graphi is, that's typical. We represent Cameroon anywhere we go with that outfit. So yeah, okay. So I'm a lot of things, and today I'm one of the panelists, and hopefully we're going to have a very beautiful exchange, and I'm excited about it. So guys, pump us hearts, okay? Share the video if you haven't. Share pump hearts because it's going to be freaky real soon. Okay, Denzel, thank you.
Okay, Billy, thank you guys so much for the first segment of the show. I must say it was beautiful to get that part. I've never been to Bamenda, but hopefully in the future I will be there.
Man, you should go to Bamenda.
I've lived in Bamenda. You've not been to Bamenda, man.
Yeah,
one of the 7 wonders of the world, Bamenda.
Yeah.
You can argue with your side chick. Anybody argue, go argue with your side chick. Bamenda, one of the 7 wonders of the world.
No, of course, that's true. It's true. I've been there, man. I lived in Bamenda for like 3 years.
Wow.
So I can attest to that. From if you take from Santa Akum up station going down right to Nkwen, Bambui, Bambili, Babanki,
Bishop is trying to impress B by that. Now you want impress
No. No way.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much, and I'm sure our viewers are having a great time. So, dear viewers, I beg of you to keep sharing this video, keep tagging your friends, share this video on all the groups that you belong in. So, invite friends in. Let's have a great chat. I bet you people, you guys are going to enjoy this episode. I strongly believe this is going to be one of the best episodes that we have had from the creation of these relationship hot topic. So please, guys, do not miss out. Bring your friends in. Okay, I think we all know the topic. and our viewers, they must have seen the topic as well. But before we really talk, like we go deep down into the topic, I would like to, while we are talking and the topic's there, it's there on the board, like so many questions are popping up from my mind, and I'm asking myself, like, where do I have to start? Because the questions are like, this is side chick, this is like, it's marriage under attack. And if I have to give down my own overview, I think we are not just talking to side chick. We are also talking to those people whom they have been married or they got divorced, and these people now died. They have vehemently decided to be warriors, like commanders, to attack marriages. So this are like it's not, our focus should not just be on side chick, because I can bet you there are millions of people out there who are not side chick, or let me say the attack is not just coming more from side chick, it's also coming from, is it divorcee they call it, or all those things. So I would really like us to really go really deep, bring all down, all the fibrous root, bring them out, and let's nail it. So before we go into that, I would like to get an overview. Dele, I would like to start from you, though you just lastly spoke.
Okay, guys. I see share the video, pump hearts, okay? Share, and share. Until this video gets to every side chick out there. Side chick in the building, make some noise! Pump those hearts! Like that, okay? I think it's been on the rise. Side chickism, as I always put it, it's been on the rise for a long time now. It's been from ages, okay, to tomorrow. That's my own opinion. But I think, to me, it's overrated. Side chickism is overrated. It is overrated. I think that there's hardly anything that a side chick would do that a housewife would not do. I just think that, especially the men have given them too much powers, and that's why they feel so I don't know, on top of the world, sort of, But hey, that notwithstanding, it's actually an attack on marriages, because it is because of so many side chicks that were having, some divorces, breakages, some people just cohabiting, their hearts are out there, their bodies are in the house, like that, But again, it has its place. I would insist it has its place. And there's a reason why it's happening. Okay, we cannot overlook that. There's a reason why it's happening. And I guess today, on today's episode, we're going to be talking on that. So, side chicks in the building, when I place day, when I make some noise.
When I place day. Well, thank you, the listener, for that powerful start. I must say, you really nailed it. And I'm glad. I'm super happy you're here. So we can really trash this out once and for all. I know even in the Bible, they said many are called, few are chosen. But I just want some people to be the chosen one. So let's hit them. We can't save everyone, but let's try and save someone.
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah. So I don't know, why do I always get confused if I have to decide between Bison and Emma? I don't know.
I know why. Can I answer the question?
Yeah, sure.
He said I shouldn't answer.
Okay, Bison, I would like to take your overview. Let me put you in the middle before you beat me after.
Yeah, like you said, no bring me last man. Well, hello, greetings once again. Yeah, Denzel. Side chick is not a new word. It's these people, these women, so-called side chick, they are on the rise, and we can't keep blind eyes to it. We see it every day. We hear about it every day, and it's fast becoming a normalcy until we can actually talk about it on this platform. We can actually have a show to talk about side chicks. This is not just because they exist, but it's because they are influencing a lot of things. They are affecting a lot of, especially marriages. So they have affected or influenced marriages in so many ways. We really have to talk about them and maybe see how is it possible for us to make side chick go into extinction. Is it possible? I don't know. How we're gonna do that? Because some people really enjoy it, but I know if we have a means of making side chick go into extinction, then I guess everyone on this platform will vouch for it, except the side chicks themselves.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, Bishop, thank you so much for that. I think that was powerful as well. I think it's also important that I stretch this out to our viewers. Please do not forget to drop your input, drop your like on the comment section, whatever you think. Just drop it so we can see. And if you have some questions, some things that are like you have been pondering about it, drop them on the comment section. You can still give us, you can suggest a topic for us next week if it's something that you think it's affecting your community, women, men, and those things. You can send those topics and we can sit later on, deliberate on them. Then if we think it's necessary, we can discuss it. So please, guys, do not be left behind because you are not behind. You are part of this show. So please be engaged. Join us on the comment section. Okay, Mark, please, could you give us your overview of this topic, marriage on that by side chick and all that?
Yeah. Okay. So there's a thank you.
You're welcome.
Looking about this word side chickism, even it's one word that each time I hear about it, this side chick, I mean, it's even side chick, the word side chickism, like it's even making it fancy. And when we even talk about the side chick thing, because the word is even fancy, I don't get as angry as I should normally be. It's adultery. Actually, it's adultery, you know. So each time I hear about this, there's this spiritual anger that comes up. I usually don't know how it comes.
Okay.
And trust me, it has nothing, you know, I'm not married, obviously. So someone would have been like, is it that your husband cheated? Oh no. I mean, to an extent that even if a neighbor something is cheating on something, I feel the anger like I'm involved. So I always ask myself, is it that I need some spiritual deliverance or what? So yeah, it's really it's a topic.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. And one thing I know about side chickism is that, in my opinion, it has never been something positive.
Yes.
It has affected a lot of marriages. And if you see people who have been involved in side chickism, when they realize themselves, they know that's something wrong. You get, I think it's like any other sin out there, that when you realize yourself, you're like, I did this.
Yes.
So you don't want to defend like, hey, no, I did because of this. You see, the people always feel like I did this and I didn't like it. I want to come out of it. So that's why I really don't see it in a positive side. And just to connect my introduction to a comment, someone said, because I don't know if it's Bisong or Deli who said, if we want to extinguish side chickism, if it's possible. And then somebody is like, it's not possible because the men won't let sister, and it's coming from a sister, sorry. It's not about the men. It's not about the men. Can we stop giving this responsibility, everything to the men? They are not cheating with themselves. They're cheating with women. Women who are waiting there. Denzel said in the beginning that he's married. If you know the number of comments I've read from women here, talking about crushing on Denzel. Imagine if they get to meet Denzel. There will be side chick race to the power 5.
Okay.
So can you imagine? Denzel, this is not funny.
Denzel, you say no one side chick.
No, I don't want it. I don't want that. I'm above that.
Those poor people market here, just who have your show and stay quiet. No can chakara put a market table here. People okay. Mango can market here, put table, put tomato the outside. You can't pass it. If you don't come market, say or market quiet, leave other mommy or market. No can spoil the person market.
Oh my God.
Well,
okay, guys. I think this is what makes the four of us very. This is what makes the four of us compatible. The way we rotate around and the way we make our phone and all that. This is why I think it's something like God told Deli, like, these are the people you need to bring, like, help to build these people, give these people.
It was divinely orchestrated. It was divinely orchestrated. You see these 4 people? Nah. It was divinely orchestrated, and I did not even blink when I heard it in my spirit. I didn't blink. So yeah. So just know that.
So that's it. Okay, guys. we're talking about marriage and side chick. That is our topic of today. But there is something in me that I think, like, I believe that you cannot have something that you do not believe in. Whatever you have, then you believe in that thing. You believe that you could go get that thing. So my first question would be, like, I don't know who I will give that, probably maybe Bison, because he's a man. I just want to give him this privilege, that let him have this, because men are I think I hate to quote scriptures because I'm not really good in scriptures, but I want him, like, I think there is somewhere, is it in the book of Mark or Matthew? Do not come after me. I said it. I hate to quote scriptures. I'm sure it's one of those books where it stated that the man has to go and look for the wife, right? Yeah, the man has to go and look for a wife. So I want to ask my brother Bison, do you believe in marriage? Because if we do not believe in marriage, then what are we talking about? There is what we're talking about.
Why
do you believe in marriage? It's two sides. You believe in marriage, and like, why?
My brother, this question, I'm so eager to respond. Right? Good. If I believe in marriage or not.
Yes.
I strongly believe in marriage. No matter what some people in the society are trying to should I say, sabotage this union. They are trying to give the union a different image. The union itself, from the Bible, even God, it's a union that even God has given us the permission to have, like, and it's always ordained by God. It's a divine something. And lots of good things are coming out of marriage. Lots. If you have to look at it even biologically, offsprings, and people have built great families. This union has made up great families and so many things, you know. But now, what people get confused about marriage is that they look at, in some cases, they look at the people involved in marriage and then they give the union a bad name. The union itself, it's not a bad thing at all.
Maybe you use the word institution, Bison.
Thank you very much. You see, as we used to miss, we always need you for this show. Yeah, the institution itself, it's not a bad thing, and it's something that it's very, very admirable, and it's a desire for every woman in particular, you know. So even though some women, I know I'm marrying you, I know you're hungry, me marry you, and my brother, all those things, lies, not fake. You understand? Okay, now, so the only thing I could tell listeners is that don't look at marriage from the point of another person into it, where at the point of another person suffering in marriage or not following the norms required in the institution. Because once you don't respect the norms of the institution, you never get the best out of it. That's just the truth. So if you go trying to look at such a situation and then trying to evaluate what the institution is all about, you get it wrong, and you never be eager to get into it. Marriage itself is a wonderful thing. I think our sister Deli, she could go biblically about the institution of marriage, and she can tell us more about it. Isn't it, Deli?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, please. Sorry, let me just put that. It's a lot of comments coming on here. Yes, guys, marriage is a beautiful institution, just like our brother Bison has said. It was orchestrated by God. Matter of fact, the world began with marriage. If you look at it, when God created man, I always say he would have created another man and another man and yet another man. Okay, but when he created a woman, it was because he wanted that complement. He wanted these people. He did not want to keep creating by himself, literally speaking, as in take the mud like he did with the man and create, because that's what would literally have happened if God did not bring in woman in the picture. So if God brought in the woman, it's for both of them to complement each other and then to become one and then to go out there and reproduce and then create this world, like make this world the way it is. So it is the most, I would say, important institution on earth. I think so. I belong to that school of thought, that it is the most important institution on earth. So God was particular about it, and he started off with that. And for us all on this world to be in this planet, to have so many billions of people on earth, it is because of that one particular institution. And for people who think to be married is not an achievement and all of that, to be married is nothing, or marriage is not such of a big thing, is because we have missed out on a lot of things. The institution has been so attacked, and it doesn't look as rosy, as beautiful, as attractive as God originally orchestrated it. So that is the reason. But marriage is nothing short of extraordinary. Marriage is nothing short of God's original intent for mankind. So that's it. I think that is it. But like we said, but we're on today to say to answer the question of why this very beautiful institution, the way it is, has for so long been attacked, and it doesn't look as you know, as charming, as attractive as it used to be. What is happening, you know? So which is this emergence of the side chicks and all of that. Like I said when I was talking initially, I said side chickism is overrated, and I think it's the married men who are doing. I beg to differ with Emma on that. Not really differ. I agree with her to an extent, but to differ in the sense that for side chickism to take place, it is the man who nurtures that intention in his mind and decides to go out there to get another aside from the wife. Okay. So yes, it is up now to the woman to accept or not, but the main person who nurses that intention in his heart to do it is actually the man. So we understand that, yeah, women will throw themselves. In fact, the world has gone to the level now women will seduce you, throw themselves at you. But again, primarily it is the man who looks at another woman, just like you looked at your wife, brought your wife in, you look at another woman like, okay, this one too is appealing, and let me go after this one. Okay. And especially nowadays when it's a lot of single women out there who also want to have the title Mrs., who also want to be called Mrs. and all of that. They some of them are very much available. Some of them they're doing it because I would say shortage of men, for whatever reason, you know, they are doing it. So this is it. It is the people God put in marriage who have decided to break the marriage first before the outsider. And like I always say, if there's no enemy within, the enemy without would hardly succeed. Okay. Yes. So that's how I see side-chickism. That's why I see it. And that's why I'm saying it's overrated, because there's hardly anything that a side chick can do that a wife cannot do. So we overrate them. We think, okay, if you check in the comments, and don't get me wrong, when I started off, let me see, I think Emma popped up. Let me, you know, when we started off, we talked about I mentioned that there's a place for side chicks. There's a place doesn't mean it's okay, but there's a, I would say, let me rephrase that. There's a reason for this. Yeah. This phenomenon. There's a reason for this whatever, this attack. There's a reason for side chickism. There's a reason for it. Okay. And I would love for us to look at those reasons before just categorically saying, oh, no to eat, no to eat, no to eat. It's a no for me. I don't want to share with anybody. Yes, I said so. Okay. But that doesn't mean there is no reason. And like I always say, the fact that there are reasons doesn't make it justifiable. Okay, so let me leave it at that, and maybe we get to Emma or Bisong, and then we can come back to.
Thank you so much, Deli, for that. I think that was really powerful, and I'm glad you really stretch your roots and you touch different areas that in the subsequent period we'll be reaching them as well. But I think you said a whole lot of things that I agree with you. And I really want our viewers to stay tuned and let them keep sharing this video. Invite your friends in. There is so much that we will be talking about, and I'm sure after this session, most people will not go back the same. Married women will learn, side chick will learn, those who are the cause, like you will learn a lot by the end of this show. So please, fellow viewers, stay tuned. I understand the data issues and all that, but please, if you can stay tuned, like people used to say, the best investment that you can do is on you. So this is a chance for you to stay tuned, get some education for yourself, because you are educating yourself. So thank you so much, Deli, on that. Emma, sorry I kept you waiting. I would like to get your own input. Do you believe in marriage, and why?
Yeah, Denzel, before I go forward, there is a comment coming from someone who, I mean, she has been putting this comment for quite some time now, since we started.
What's the name, Emma?
I can't tell because I can't see, but she says she just realized her husband is cheating and she's dying. Yeah, I see some people putting laughing emoji on it. And I just want to.
Okay. Is it a recent comment?
It's that she has been putting the same comments kind of.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah,
okay,
so
right. Yeah.
I really discovered some people are putting laughing emojis to this, and this is a bit painful. I know some of us might not understand the extent of things like this. And there are a lot of people who start like this and they get to depression, and then before we know, it seems it's a fake profile that we can't identify. But before we know, people start saying, and I saw her commenting some few minutes ago. I saw her, please, guys. There are some things we cannot joke about. So I'm just sending you some virtual hug. Just take your time as you navigate the situation. Do not get yourself under depression. It's very important. So yeah, as you asked me,
yeah,
because I believe in the Institute of Marriage very, very much. So much. I know that's one of the best institutions from the beginning.
Yes.
If not the first, in my opinion. The institution of marriage is the very first institution God actually made. When he said, it is not good for man to be alone. And Adam had to fall into a deep sleep for God to present his wife. Okay, actually, yeah. When the wife came, Adam is the one who named woman, bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. But that was the very first institution God actually made, which actually makes it very important. And that's what makes me, first of all, believe in it. And secondly, I know two is better than one. So the first move is for you to get the right person. When I talk about the right person, I'm not talking about an all perfect somebody that you can. Yeah. I'm just talking about the right person, someone you can move. I mean, you won't imagine, I read something somewhere that you will know your marriage is actually failing when you people stop arguing. I was like, really? It was funny, but yes, that was the reality. If you stop arguing with your partner, the rest assured your marriage is falling. You need to find out something. When I talk about argument, I don't mean you people argue about the same thing over and over.
Not quarreling.
Yes, not quarreling. But if you find yourself that you stopped arguing with your partner, there's something wrong somewhere. So it was strange for me to see something like that, but it was a positive point for you to look out to. Like, so all in all, what I'm just trying to say is we just need one another. And man needs a woman the same as a woman needs a man. That's why I am one of those people, I don't advocate or I don't believe when a woman starts saying, no, I don't believe in marriage. Oh. I don't believe in marriage. I don't. I don't fall for that thing. I said this here. If you don't believe in marriage, your sisters who do not believe in marriage, they are there in the convent. Most of them, at least. They have completely made themselves out of it. They have no relationship with a man. Because I just believe that having a relationship with a man is a step, it's a kind of step to marriage. And if you're interested in a man, it means you can be interested to end up with that man. I know people can argue this in different ways, but at least that's the way I see it. So if I believe in having a man in my life, it means I believe in marriage. You will realize that most of the people always say this thing like, I don't believe me for marriage. I know must marry. Check it. Age group. 22 to around 23, 24, when life is still sweet for them. They don't even know where they talk. Then check from 40 and above. Now that two extreme then. So
yes,
there are the people who are fond of saying this thing like, I don't believe for marriage.
yeah,
Most of the time.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes, but in my opinion, marriage is a perfect, oh my God, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. When I see the way Delhi is glowing, you know, hey, who know I'm glow? I beg. Next topic, please.
Now make up, oh. Make up.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. I think that was so powerful. That came from the three of you, especially from the first question. And Emma, I really tied with you on so many things that you said, especially when you did the distinction of age. Those that are really like drop in explosive into the institution of marriage. Like you said, when you are young, it's like you're still excited, you're naive about a whole lot of things. And I can tell you that, especially within our African community, I used to make a joke. I think I did that with this song, like, back home, our 22 years old women, they are like 15. They think like 15 years old women in the developed world. It's a joke, but I can tell you that to an extent, because for you, like in Europe, you will see a 22-year-old girl, or if a 22-year-old girl is already partially independent. But back home, 20, they're still sleeping in mama's room. So they haven't confronted a whole lot of things in life. And also people above 40, they attack marriages. I hate to say these things, and when I say them, people come for me, but I really do not care, because I believe God has given me a purpose, a job to do. Once you have clocked that 40, it's like you have leaned your back on the wall. And what you can do within this time is trying to be defensive. Your defensive mechanism, they are up. Especially with us, that we hate to be accountable. No one wants to say, I did some wrong in my 30s or in my 25. Like, there was a good guy when I was 28, but I dumped that good guy. No one wants to admit to that. But a lot of people have done it. And I think it's time that people start coming out to say, hey, in my university days, I had a decent man. God gave me a decent man, but I was dumb, and I threw that man somewhere. When I say these things, they query me, they beat me, but it's the truth. These are observable realities. It's there. We can see them, but no one wants to be accountable for their own mistakes, but these things are there. So, guys, thank you so much. On our second question, Dele, I would like to come to you, and my apologies, because we were supposed to have a short break by now, but you know, the way it's flowing is like...
It's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, so after you give in your second contribution, then we can go for break. The way we come now to Emma and Bison. Okay, my second question to you, Dele, is when you hear the statement or the sentence that marriage under attack by side chick, you know, there are so many attackers. What comes to your mind?
It's a lot of things. First of all, marriage has different attacks, side attacks. Yeah, not just side chicks. We decided to zoom in on side chicks today, but it's a lot of different things. Now, when I said that side chick get their place there and all that, there's a reason why this side chickism is on the rise like that. I wanted us to look at the causes of these things, okay? The causes of it. And one of which is, now, this is where now I agree with Emma to say that the side chickism, on the other hand, is caused by the women. But I will slightly differ with Emma again, because now, which is the woman? Which of the women are we talking about? Like I said, if there's an enemy within, the enemy without would have access inside. But if there's no enemy inside of the house, the one outside, the making a noise. It boy candle. Okay, now, when we look at, you get married to your wife and all of this, and God has given us principles in marriage and roles as women and as men in marriage. When these roles are broken, when principles, underlying principles of marriage are broken, one of which is submission and love, when these two are broken, there's an opening, you know, and things start coming. So when I take, for instance, if you have a wife, for instance, a man, you have a wife who's not very submissive to you, who doesn't bother about your vision, who doesn't bother about anything, who is not so nonchalant about what about her roles and responsibilities. You have a wife who is disrespectful and all of that. No man wants another man. No man wants to live with another man. Naturally, the tendency is, because God made men and they're wired to take to be on top, to be the leaders. When they find themselves with women who cannot submit to them, it is a natural tendency, and I insist on the word natural tendency, okay, for them to look for an alternative that would submit to them. Yes. And whether or not what I've said is a sin or is not good, it is a reality. So when this man doesn't feel like the king, he doesn't feel like the husband or the leader, it is a matter of time. And when people say, okay, he has to exercise self-control, and I always say that maybe sometimes we have to start redefining these terms. It is a matter of time, and he would be able. And guess what? When you open the door, it's a lot of options to choose from out there. When the ones who don't want you, you want them. The ones who want you, you want them back. Or the ones who want you, you don't even want them. These are the number of people this man who is rejected in the house is faced with. And then he has the options of choosing out there. He has that option. And it's a matter of time when he starts relating. For instance, let's even assume that he was not even going out there to see somebody. Your wife doesn't cook for you. You go out into a restaurant. The restaurant, the servant, because remember it's a servant in the restaurant. The servant serves you like a king. It would take the grace of God. I don't know if that is an appropriate sentence to use for that man to not appreciate that. And it's a matter of time. You would want to appreciate from tips. You start giving tips, to start giving her a lift, to start helping her, to exchanging contacts, and to start exchanging text messages. And before you know it, enough water has passed under the bridge, and before you know it, this is what's happening. One of the major causes of side chickism is the wife at home. And we cannot, there's no gainsay on that. We cannot underplay that. There are lots of women who have pushed their wives out there, their husbands rather, out there. There are so many women who have sent, consciously or unconsciously, and it goes down to breaking of principles. So like I said, it's a lot of causes, but we will talk on them as time progresses. So if you are a married woman listening to me, and your husband, your wife is, and this lady who made mention gave that stuff on the screen, and we send you hugs, we send you. Emma has done that already, and thank you so much for being so vigilant to have seen that. But like I always say, I always love for us to take responsibility. If you look around you and you realize that, you know what, I could take part of this blame, because some husbands are truly good. Their wives push them out. Some husbands are truly awesome.
That's true.
Their wives, conscious, like I said, directly or indirectly. So if your husband is cheating on you, like the husband has gone out, be sure you are first of all not the one who actually made that happen. Okay, just let's be clear on that, because no matter how much we try to insist on this side chick, sometimes it would take a side chick to reformat the brain of a wife in the house, to understand her roles and her responsibilities, and to start working accordingly and according to how God orchestrated or made it to be. But that, like I said, doesn't justify it. Like I said, there are always underlying factors and there are triggers to some things. We'll talk on the other aspects, or maybe Emma or Bison, but maybe when we come out, you know.
Okay, Billy. Okay, thank you so much. I think you already went further with the courses, which I truly like, but that was like the next stage that I wanted us to go when we come back from the break. But still, I'm glad you touched that. So when we are back, I would like to get probably from either of them, what do they think? Like, are women responsible for these behaviors? Are they responsible for pushing their husbands out there consciously or unconsciously, like you said? Because a lot of times we do not know the things that we do unconsciously, and we think it's not important. But I can tell you that as a man, those things have impact. Okay, so thank you, Deli. Let's go for a short break, and when we come back, we will have another episode. Thank you.
Hey, darling.
Hello, honey.
I brought you this.
You got me a new blender.
Oh, yes. Thanks to the more money I've been receiving through Moneyfex.
How come?
I receive more money through Moneyfex because they have the best exchange rates as compared to the last senders I was receiving.
Meaning you've been saving more.
Oh, yes. Use Moneyfex to receive more for less from abroad with their best exchange rates and save more. Always find the best rates to Cameroon with Moneyfex. Receive more money through Moneyfex today. Moneyfex, fast, easy, and cheap money transfer service to Cameroon.
One of the things that make me feel very beautiful and very confident as a brown-skinned woman is choosing the right skincare products. So here, guys, I feel of the products that I use that make me feel very beautiful, very confident. And if you have any skin issue, be it acne, hyperpigmentation, or oily skin, dry skin, whatever problem it is you're facing with your skin, trust me, Escape is here for you. Escape is actually formulated to suit all skin types, all melanated skin types. So when you use this, you see how confident I'm feeling. This is going to be you after using Escape products. Trust me.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for that short break, and welcome back. My name is Denzel Bless, and I'm your host on today's episode, Relationship Hot Topic, Marriage Under Attack. And hey, guys, I'm glad you people are still online. You guys have stayed tuned from the beginning and up until this very moment. So I would like to bring back Bison and Manuela, and finally Deli on the panel. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, welcome back, and I'm glad to have the three of you back. And before we left, we heard from Deli's perspective what she said about marriages and all that, which I strongly believe, and I tied with her, and she nailed it. And hey, man, I would like now to get still again, I'm there with this confusion, but I will still go with Bison. Sorry, Emma. Let's hear from the man. Let's hear like my brother Bison. Do you think that women are responsible, or do they have any influence of pushing their men to start thinking or keeping side chick?
Thank you once more. Thank you, Denzel. Thank you, Deli. Thank you, Emma. But before I say what I have to say, please, I ask you guys to share again and pump hearts.
Very important.
Actually, I receive hearts for a living, Well, so I'm actually here for the heart. So please pump me those hearts.
I love that.
Well, Denzel.
Yes, bro.
The truth is, it's kind of a shared responsibility, but I would say more of the responsibility is on the women.
Yes.
Yeah, women will push. Yes, women will push. I know that by the time we get to the end of this show, so many people will be like almost trying to kill me. But I should just say I should just say what I have to say. I talk, I die, aware. Let me just go ahead.
Yeah.
They don't
Just
they
speak as the spirit lead you.
yeah, they don't first overcoach me for this show, so I should just say the problem. Look at it. You know, if we have to look at some of the reasons why men actually what breeds this idea in men that they should look for another woman. You know, in their cases, people think men don't go through issues like insecurities. You understand? We
Yes.
actually men to suffer because the society thinks only women suffer from insecurity. Men actually suffer from insecurities because sometimes a man is married to a woman, they are living together, and from the woman's attitude, he's not even sure of. You ask yourself, I say, the woman, the way the woman they behave with me, so now the woman do something I'll spend the rest of my life with. You know, there are women like that, and sometimes they even go as far as even saying it verbally. So, woman, they warn you. So you have a problem with, you have a small misunderstanding with your wife, right? The first thing she tells you that this marriage means nothing. Maybe they tell you, say, this marriage certificate we say, so I born them for the play we stand. So if you understand,
Yeah.
and we all know the things women say with their women don't talk anyhow. You understand? They don't just talk like that. When they talk, when they say something, know that it's already manifesting in them.
Okay.
You know? You understand?
Yeah.
Yes, when a woman says something, so they know that it's something that she's already breathing inside of her, but it isn't matured yet. But verbally it has matured. She just says it. And if you don't do something to kill that fetus in the belly, that you know that talkway is still small, you have to do something to kill it, because if you don't change things, trust me, when it go you only see it as a bomb. You get small problem, woman. If you make the thing again, and it just pack up my mommy house, trust me, say next time will happen. So all these things are things that cause insecurities in men. You start asking yourself, if the woman leave me so tomorrow, how I go do? What will you do? You find plan B, you find backup. You understand? And then there's another issue again, another point where we have seen cases, and I don't have a huge reference. The small reference I have, I always want to relate it here that every other listener, our followers, they can always relate. We have seen cases on Delhi's matchup where a woman has sex-starved her man. Was it 6 years? I can't remember.
8
years. Can you imagine? You deny your husband sex for 8 years. What do you expect? That this is the highest level of lack of intimacy that I have ever heard of. You know, you deny your man of sex for 8 good years. What do you expect? You want to make a man take a full side, you know? Of course, he's going to look for a side chick. And are we going to blame the man that why he gets side chick? We can't blame him, because that woman, you are breaking. That's a huge point of intimacy that you are breaking away in your home. And of course, these sexual desires are things that a man will always desire. If he's married and he doesn't have it, he gets it from somewhere else. And where I will say it's a shared responsibility is on the point of that some men have side chicks because they can have side chicks. You understand? For example, that's why I put it as a shared responsibility, not because you can, it gives you reason to have it. You understand? For example, how Denzel is here. You will see you have your crushes all left and right. But now it's your responsibility. Not the fact that because you have girls crushing on you, then you should go out of your marriage and go start having side chicks. So now this is the point where I say it's a shared responsibility that some men, not some men, like all men, we have to take it as a responsibility that, okay, we are married, we should respect the principles, the norms of marriage, which is one of the principles is to stay faithful to our partners, no matter what. So now, because there'll always be this side comments or distractions left and right from slay queens left, especially when a man is as handsome as Denzel, rich as Denzel, 6 feet tall guy. If your wife lets you loose Of course, side chicks, they always infiltrate. So, but that doesn't give a reason. So you see why I say it's a shared responsibility. But the part of the man, for me, it's only one. So some men who have side chicks, they have it because they can. But the rest, most of it is being instigated by women. Women are the ones pushing these men out there to get side chicks. Thank you, Denzel.
Okay, brother. Thank you so much. Wow, I have to drop this down now. No. Okay. Thank you so much, brother. I think that was powerful as well, and I'm really glad the direction that we are going. And without wasting a lot of time, Emma, I would like to get your own side of the story. Just share your experience or your perspective with us. What you think, are women responsible for men harboring a side chick and all that?
Thank you, Denzel. Okay, so first, I would like to say, in as much as a wife's or some wife are responsible for their men cheating, I do not agree that women are mostly the ones responsible for their men cheating. And why do I say this? I want to look this from another angle. This is because when we are talking about side chickism, we are just centering around marriage because we think that's where it started. No. Side chickism is a habit, actually.
Of course.
And it starts from a man or a woman being polyamorous. Is that polyamorous?
Now you brought grammar into the thing.
That's the beginning of it. So polyamorous, just to make, for those who might understand, as this one is saying, is grammar, people who have more than one or two sexual partners when they are not married. And we know very well, we have a lot of these complaints out there of guys having about 5 girlfriends. Now, this thing is a habit that
10,
you
actually, 10 from 10.
Yeah,
43.
It now becomes a habit that you take into marriage. Are you therefore saying that those your girlfriends, when you were single, they were the ones pushing you to have 10 girlfriends? Oh no, it's a habit. I believe that men feel entitled. Men feel like it is their right to have more than one partner. They feel like it's okay for them to have as many women as they want to. That's exactly why you will hear when men sit to discuss, a man will be praised. A man will be lifted up for being able to sleep with all the women in the quarter. Wow, oh boy, you strong. You move all that girl here. You strong, you succeed for follow all the girls so they don't know. And then you'll be making your shoulders. But do you know how a woman will be seen for dating even just 2 men? Yeah. Even her own friends, including me. Mom, you did try. 2 men. But a man's shoulder will be raised up for having all those girlfriends. And then you think when you get married, automatically it changes? Oh no. It's not just going to change like that. So what I'm trying to say is that in as much as we have these women who come in with this baggage, who come in with this attitude, and they make some very innocent men who never intended to cheat, to go out there and start cheating. Men have this nature of, it's my right to cheat. And that's why you even hear, even men who are not married, the things they say is this: I pray. They have not seen a wife yet. They have not seen a woman who is going to give them strength. But this is what they say: I pray I won't cheat on my wife. I pray I will be such a faithful husband. That is because deep within them, they already know that is something difficult for them. So you've not seen a woman who is disturbing you. How come you're saying you pray? Why you not just say, why you not just say I will be a faithful husband, because that's what you're supposed to be. But you're already
working on it.
You're praying and working on it because you know that is something very difficult for you to maintain. So you get inside there, and then you need prayers and fasting to be a faithful husband, no matter how good your wife is. You know, I've spoken to men who are living apart from their wives, good men, responsible men. And they say, I mean, sometimes they're like, Emma, I need to be honest with you. It takes the grace of God for a man to be faithful. I had a particular friend who told me, and then he told me, he said it takes the grace of God. He was actually living apart from his wife for a very long time. And then he was using himself like kind of, he said, to be honest with you, my friend, it takes the grace of God for a man to be faithful to his wife. And then he was talking about a friend he used to trust as a friend, like you have Bisong and you're trusting Bisong, like Bisong can never cheat. And then the day he discovered this friend was cheating. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to use example like friends. Even there's a face. So the day he discovered.
That's me. I don't cheat.
I know this. So the day he discovered that this friend was cheating, he was shocked, really shocked. And then when he spoke to this friend, the friend said, I don't have a reason for doing this. Honestly, I do not have an excuse. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is, I'm one of these people who really get tired and so worked up when a woman complains about a cheating husband. And the first question that comes, especially from women, is, sister, you don't check I need to do anything. Have you checked your hygienic condition? Have you checked if you cook well for him? Have you checked, have you, meaning from the day a woman was born, she was put in charge of a man. You are responsible for making a man right. That's how it now sounds. To me, that's how it sounds when somebody really tells me my husband is cheating. And instead of me really trying to find out, like, so how has it been? How are you people? And then I start asking her, did you check and you're cooking well? Did you check your hygienic condition? Did you check? Did you? And then she starts ticking all of these boxes. And you see she's doing most of those things. And then you even become dumbfounded because you're like, so why is he cheating? That is because in our mind, we think that a man should only cheat when a woman is at wrong. Oh no, men actually have this tendency of thinking, as men, we have the right. It's a right to cheat. And or no, let me not say cheat. They might not call it cheat. It's a right to have as many partners as we want to have. So when they have it out there, I really do not want to put it on women. So balancing it like Bisong really said, Bisong said something really good. Like, we should all take responsibilities, including the men. Meaning, when you have these issues, instead of rushing into another woman's arm, who is going to bring more problem into your marriage than it was before, why don't you see how you can handle it? When I hear women talking about their men cheating, I hear other women telling them, pray, sister, pray harder. So why don't we also put on this habit of telling men, you know what? Pray for that your nagging wife. Pray for that your wife who doesn't respect you. Pray for this. We don't have this habit of telling men to pray, but it's about a woman. Yes, I understand. A prayerful woman has a lot to impact in marriage. But I think if we begin to tell men to pray too, we are going to impact on both sides. Because men, we say women cheat, men cheat more, women cheat better, right? Because we always see like women will successfully cheat without men knowing. And guess what? If you ask these women, what would they tell you? My husband pushed me. He pushed me into this. He wasn't available. The driver was always available. He's always traveling. He doesn't treat me right. He doesn't love me. So there is always a reason. You always want to put it on another person for doing something wrong. And I think personally, the same advice I give women, do not cheat because your husband is cheating or because your husband is not treating you well, is the same I'm going to tell a man. I'm not going to suit your ego by telling you, I kind of understand you there because your wife did this. I really, no. I think we should all take these responsibilities because we are all hurt. We all have emotions. And so far, unfortunately, we all have now the tendency to cheat. Women are no longer ashamed of cheating, actually. It's not like before Denzel. Women do cheat now and they're not ashamed of it. So because these tendencies are there, can we put aside the blames? Can we put aside, you caused me to do this, and try to handle, how do we handle this? Do we want to make this work? We are married. You're not respecting me. You're not submissive. You as the man, okay, you don't love me. We both have the complaints we can bring. But do we want to make this work? Or do we want to cheat? Do we want to look for side cockism? Now, side cockism, make side cockism come inside. Do I want to look for a side cock? And do you want to look for a side chick? Should we do that? So,
Emma, the point, let me just interrupt here. The issue is we are talking about a situation where you've tried, you've realized that this is a weakness of my wife, that she can't really change from this is who she is. She can't change. You don't talk tire, you don't talk. For example, the point I highlighted here on lack of intimacy. What do you want a man to do after waiting on you for 8 years without you giving him sex? You don't give your husband sex for 8 years. You expect him. How deep do you want him to have a conversation with you before you give him the sex? He is going, don't forget, he is going out there not to get anything else, but to get exactly what you have vehemently denied him for 8 years. That's what he's going to get.
Can I answer?
You understand?
Can I answer?
Yeah, I would really like you to answer.
I know this particular case you're talking about, the one you highlighted, and we treated the case here already. I remember I was one of the people asking this man, what are you doing in a marriage for 8 years? And your wife is not sleeping with you. I asked this question. Meaning, instead of you robbing, let's first of all admit the fact that cheating on your wife is a sin. Let's even admit that one. It's adultery. So do you want to go out there? I mean, are you going to be telling God that my wife actually caused me? I'm talking for Christians in particular. Are you going to
be self-defense? It's self-defense.
Oh, it's self-defense. Okay, now to answer further, Bison, somebody came to me for counseling and told me the husband has been sex-starving her for more than 2 years. Yet the husband sleeps around, and she even knows some of the women the husband is sleeping with. But she has been in this marriage. She has been there.
Okay.
So what do you think? Do you think I will first of all tell her, hey, you two, if I side cock this, you don't, I would not do that. The same, so if I cannot do that for a woman, I shouldn't do that for a man. She is also sex-starved. So in as much as we have these cases that have been highlighted, I just feel like we just need to be, we need to be careful the way we navigate it. Because by the time I start telling a man it's okay for you to just have a side chick because your wife is sex-starving you, trust me, I would prefer to tell you, do you really want to stay in this marriage? Because your sanity, everything, marriage is not hypocrisy for me. It's not hypocrisy. I don't think they were you for marriage just because I mean never.
So yeah, I think we will be talking more on this, and I think this is relationship and this is marriage, and I would really like to give in my own input or my own perspective regarding this particular question that we are discussing. The three of you have raised some really great points, and which I totally agree with you all. And what I want to say is this, a man's psychology, it's totally different from a female psyche or a female psychology or mindset. These are two different entities that we are talking about. And I think Emma talked about men feeling entitled or feeling that they can keep second wives or side chick. Let me say they can have a side chick. This is life. And I want to say this with power because I am a man and I have been there in the street. I have lived that wayward life. I've done really crazy things. I'm so proud to say those things because they are my past and I'm at peace with my past. Back then in school, when it's like, let me start from here first. There's so much coming up from my head now. From childhood, from a 2-year-old boy or 3-year-old boy, when you look at the way they are being raised, a man's measurement of a husband material is not being tied on how many women he keeps or he hang around with. As compared to women, if a woman keeps 2 men at her adolescent age, or they even see her playing at that tender age with 2 men, like 2 young boys, people will be like, is that what you're going to be? But we always glorify men or boys at that tender age. Yeah. I bet you my uncle will give me a thumb up if he asked me when I was like probably lower Form 1, like, how many girlfriends do you have? And I say I have 2 or 3. He will give me a thumb up. But if you do that, like, if it's true, this is what is happening back home. Like, it's happening everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, but they cannot do the same with women. And all these things have built a man's mind or psychology different. We feel like we are glorified when we keep so many women. In high school, I will tell you that when I hit 3, 4 friends, I mean best friends, my friends will glorify me. They will praise me for that. It happens even in the university. But these things are different when we talk about how related these things are with women. So my issue is the way we are built is completely different. And some men have taken these childhood behaviors or habits into their marriage home. And it's really hard, like Emma, you said that it's going to take grace for so many men to be faithful. And I'm not going to lie to you, it's going to take grace. Okay, now let me try to talk a little bit on the causes side that some men go out there. I would like, it's not a justification, but so there are reasons that are going to push certain men, like just follow the one I'm saying, certain men, because these men are suffering from indecision. They cannot make a strong, they are not disciplined enough. They do not even have a God that they are afraid of. I've said something before that if you are not spiritually faithful, you cannot be physically faithful.
Thank you, Denzel.
We are not just talking about intercourse. We're talking about love messages, watching pornography, watching different things. Okay, but I don't really want to go into that, but that's something else. But it's really going to take a man who knows God to be faithful. It's really going to take. That's the truth. It's so hard. Like, not just we are Christians, right? Not just our Jehovah God. I mean, you need to have something.
No, I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Bison.
Yeah. It's going to take a man who knows God, or you have something that is bigger than you. It could be your career. It could be your dad, your mom that you are scared. It could be your money. It could be whatsoever. Because people have these things in different forms. But I can tell you that a man will need to have something that is bigger than him for he to be faithful. It's so hard. I am married. I have friends. I have kids. I have kids, sister. I have friends that will still discuss things, right? I know how.
Please don't be very careful, me.
I know how difficult, right, these things are. But now, at their courses, hey, I talk to people on relationship, and I've counseled men as well, and I've talked to women as well. Okay.
Can I speak to Denzel? I think you put me on hold for too long, please. You don't put me for long. No, how many minutes? I don't want to wait.
Just give me a minute or two so that you will come in. Okay. And people will not agree to some of these things, but we are human beings. We are man. Let me say, a man is a visual creature. So this is what I tell women: take care of yourself. When a man is looking at a woman, like I can see the two of you, the first thing I see is your body, right? So I tell people, like, especially women who come to me, like, take care of your body. You are a visual creature, and a man will look at your body. Is it appealing? Whether you're married, you have your kids, try to take care of your body. That's what when you were talking about the hygienic condition. But I can tell you that some women are dirty, and it's like relationship. So we talk about the romantic part. It has to be attractive. It has to. If it's not there, some people will not entangle in that mess. Okay, so that was what I just said. No, let me do. I think these things are important. My women, take care of your body. You are a visual creature. When you forgo your body and you start eating junk food, you become something else. Most men will not take that. Most men will not take that. So I would just advise women to take care of yourself. It's like the time. Let me bring it in because the time is really running so fast. I will still have a lot of
Finally, Selma and Josh, you don't know.
Yeah, I think I'll just allow the three of you to carry the show. Like there's too
No,
much.
no. Come on. I was just kidding,
No,
man.
I know. Just
Okay,
I know.
guys, can we share the video now? Now, share video, pump hearts now. So I want to thank everyone. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Bisong and Denzel, for the contributions. Okay, and just so you know that when we give any reasons here, it's not justifying cheating. Like I said, cheating is adultery. It is sin on both sides. Okay, regardless. But I would slightly differ with Emma with some of the things she was saying. I belong to the school of thought which says there's theory and there's practicals. It's a lot of things Emma has said, which in my opinion are a lot of theory. It's the same thing when we were in school. They will give you theory. There you copy note, read this. What is biology? You explain biology is something of living organisms. And when you get into practicals, you start seeing something in a different light. Whether or not we admit it, people are pushed to do some things. And when you talk about a God-fearing man will not cheat, even God-fearing people, pastors who fear God, even Abraham was a friend of God, cheated on the wife. I need us to understand that if you starve human beings a matter of time, they would look for alternative means. I always say sex is like food. If you don't eat, it's a matter of time you will die. I don't care how spiritual you are. I do not, and I insist on that. I don't care how spiritual you are. When we say a man goes out there to cheat because the wife does it, it doesn't mean that the woman doesn't also goes out because the wife does it, or that makes it right. We are saying that if there's anything you as a woman is doing that is a potential cause and threat to your marriage, work on that.
Thank you.
Because it is whether or not you like I said, with the practical, the man will cheat. Let no woman be deceived here that, oh, they will do what. If you are not taking your responsibility, the man will look for an alternative. And this goes both ways, even with the woman. Just so that we don't sit and think that, oh, we can spiritualize some things. You see, there's a spiritual side to these things. And at the end of the day, this is flesh. You see this flesh. Nakanda, you eat food to keep the body warm. The same thing with sex. And we're limiting this thing with sex because at the end of the day, cheating, though it has a lot of faces, but the main one is sex. Because at the end of the day, if you don't hear that your husband slept with a girl, at least you could understand. You could say, okay, they just chatted, and you will let that sleep. I'm saying that whether or not you like it, if you're not doing the things, the principle, you're breaking principle, you will break the marriage as well. So it is not a green card. So if a woman is not doing all of those things and another woman is doing it, trust me, because they are always women. We are given causes of these things. What are the causes? And I said they're not justifiable reasons, but hey, these things are triggers. So if a man is not, the woman is not doing anything, the man has spoken. Sometimes they're not even listening to each other. Sometimes they're not even, sorry, guys, my dress is messing me up. They're not even listening to each other. Sometimes they're not even there, no communication.
We're not even talking,
Sometimes you see, and I want to ask us, who is a God-fearing man? Can we define who a God-fearing man is? We will have to redefine that concept. Because it's a lot of people who
I did not say God-fearing man. I said
no, I'm looking at the comments.
Okay,
no,
because I take the grace of God for man not to cheat.
That's what I was saying. And even with the grace of God, this grace of God we're talking about here is a lot of things instead I think that we want to push on God, which is our responsibility. I think so. I think it's a lot of things we want to push on because we're talking about the grace of God. And then it means that God has given grace to some people in marriage and has not given to others. God has given us grace. He adds this thing. It is our level of discipline and our level of principles that we break that destroys marriage for the most part, and not whether God, because when we start wanting to put, there are lots of God-fearing men, like I said, I use the case of Abraham, who cheat. There are lots of God, they cheat. It's a matter of time, things will die. Look at nature. I always use nature. Look at nature. If you plant a crop, you don't water it, you don't nurture it, I don't care whether the soil was fertile, you don't trim it, you don't prune it, it's a matter, it will die. So why do we see these things in nature and we think we can pray that out? Plant crops, go and pray for that crop to be growing in a row and see if that crop will grow. So why do you think it's different? It's not different from human beings. Bible tells us that when we look at nature, we would understand how God is and how human beings are. I don't want people to go about cheating, but hey, if you are not doing the right thing, they will cheat. Don't. The one are practicals. For me, they will cheat. So yes, it doesn't mean that you go out there and cheat every opportunity you get. No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that you go out there any small thing now. We are hot, like they're saying, oh, Denzel was saying that your wife is not clean. You cannot help your wife and do it. It doesn't mean that if your wife cannot cook, you must come on, go, We're looking at consistency. How consistent have you been in breaking principles?
Thank you.
How consistent? You cannot continuously do something over and over and expecting different results. It's going to give you, it's going to garbage in, garbage out, like I said. Another reason that when we were talking about, I was telling people that this side chickism is overrated in the sense that the men, on the other hand, they think, okay, side chicks dress properly, side chicks keep themselves, side chicks and all of that, side chicks. Let's not be looking at that side now for the man. Now, one thing some, especially married men, fail to understand is that the same, you see how beautiful the side chick is. Her responsibilities are not as much as the wife at home. When you give a booty call for a side chick, you're coming at this time. She prepares herself. She puts on cologne. She washes herself. She shaves. She puts on the bikini, the hot pants, and all of that. She has time for it. And guess what? She takes her time for that time because she knows you're not going to be lasting long. So she prepares for that moment. When you go, she has bad hair as well. When you go, she's not bathed all day too. And for those men who think that, oh, they can give the excuses. Let me tell you something. I want us to balance these things up. That's why I'm talking on both sides. But let us understand that there's a reason why people cheat. And if we decide to sweep it under the carpet and say nobody should cheat, there's no justification for cheating. Your husband would cheat, your wife would cheat, you will still be, and you will be caught up with that statement, there's no justification. That's all you will be doing. You will keep telling yourself, there's no justification, there's no justification, there's no justification. Now, for those of you who give excuses, some of the excuses, that's what I was coming to. The excuses of, oh, my side chick. Your wife has a lot of responsibilities. We want to look at it on that other side. Compared to a side chick who has herself to take care of, and you foot her bills, and you know, she has very, very enough time. When this girl is there, when you're coming, you've called her, you've given her money to cook the best things. She gives in her all. After all, she is a matter of give and take. But no, your wife is there. Maybe kids, maybe other responsibilities at home. Maybe she too is working. Okay, maybe she has just had a baby and she's on the belly, skin down heavy, because you say, oh, this is the reason why I'm going to side chick. Graduate that side chick and put at home. He'll become a wife in less than no time. Then you start seeing the same things you were complaining about your wife, because we women, we have the same tendencies. Just so that we understand, we have the same kind of tendencies. We used to be that beautiful like that. When we got into the home, these things, I'm not justifying that oh, this is you should come and show yourself because of that. But these are some reasons why the woman too. So we should look at the reasons. If we sit here and say there's no reason, trust me, we would be making a grievous error. And it's the same reason why the side chickism will continue. So I'm saying that on both sides, we will take responsibility. We will do the things that we have to do as men and as women. We will not spiritualize it and make it feel like it's a God thing. God has asked us to come and implement all of what he has said in his word. It is not up to God again. To me, I think now human responsibilities, they not be God. No, it's not about God. God has given us grace enough.
For me, I mean, I think we cannot completely put it on human nature like that. It takes the grace of God. That's why we keep saying it takes the grace of God. Now,
the grace, that's what I'm asking you. What is the grace of God? What is the grace of God? Why are other men cheating? Some others, they need to cheat. You think sin and sin are grace? What's the grace of God?
A Christian's conscience on cheating will not be the same like somebody who knows nothing about the word and who doesn't care. It takes the grace of God. So you cannot do it on your own. That's just what I'm trying to say. In as much as you put in this effort, you need the grace of God. You need.
What about real Christian? What about true Christian who still fall into temptation and cheat?
It doesn't mean you don't need the grace of God, Bishop. So that's not what I'm saying. I'm not asking for examples of Christians who cheat.
No, you said it takes the grace of God.
Exactly. You cannot do it on your own. That's exactly
So
why people go to pray.
if you cheat, it means you don't have the grace of God. That's what you're
And
saying.
who says so? It's human
If-
flesh. Who says so? It's human flesh. What I'm simply saying is that you cannot do it on your own. So it takes the grace of God for you to put in your own effort, and then it takes the grace of God to solidify the stuff.
So
we
no
cannot
need to blame men who cheat because they can't do it on their own, right?
Okay, guys.
You don't need to blame me because I can't do it on my own. I need grace of God, and the grace hasn't come yet. So let me keep cheating while waiting for grace to come.
Sorry that I kept you, Bison. Here is what I think. Okay, I think God has given us powers. We are powerful human beings. That there are decisions that we can take on our own as human beings. Okay, and these responsibilities or these powers that we have, when we hand these things back to God, I think that we'll be making mistakes. I remember I was talking to one young woman, and I told her that getting married, it's a natural decision. God is not going to come from heaven, come down, say, go and marry Mr. Tom or Mr. James. These are natural decisions that we have to make. God has given us this power. So it's the same as to cheat. Okay, so I think these are natural decisions that people do. But if you are well disciplined enough and you know how to communicate, you know how to take responsibilities for your own environment, whatever, like Deli was saying, whatever you can do that you know is going to better up and survive your relationship, I think you should take responsibility for it. These are natural decisions. When we hand these things to God, I think we are making a mistake because we can take care of these things. It's not like
I
we are.
think that Denzel, let me just sorry, my screen went off. I think that when we, like you said, when we hand things over back to God, we're making a big mistake. And that's the reason why we are being very spiritual and talking about these things spiritually, but then it is going down the drain every day. That's why even Christian marriages are failing worse than people who don't even know God. Why? Because Christians spiritualize things that God has given them to do. God is not going to come and open your foot and your husband gets in there to get for the sex process to happen for you to have kids. Never. It is not. You will follow due process. Except now it is then a spiritual problem. Then we can now start talking about that. But these are natural things and natural tendencies.
Unfortunately, the Bible shows that sex. Unfortunately, even the Bible shows that sex is one of the biggest. I mean, even the Bible shows that sex is one of those very difficult, uncontrollable things daily. And that's why even
let me land. Bible said that. Bible has said all of that. So in the aspect of sex, let me land. In the aspect of the sex, they are, like I said, these are principles that you follow. Bible has clearly told us to flee. Flee from this. Flee. When you stand and want to kabash, you will fall. I don't care what grace you're talking about. If you tell you go and pray and take the Bible and do this and scupper, you will not. Bible has asked us to submit. These are principles. If you don't submit, you will crash. Bible has asked us to love. If you do not love, you will crash. I don't care how much prayers you do. It will fail. That's why even the most honorable men out there, the ones in church, the popes, the pastor, are still cheating. You know why? It is breaking of principles and not what God is still getting to do for us and all of that. Ask yourself, the people whose marriages are standing, who don't know God, where is the grace coming from? Where is the stuff? Like I said, except it has to do with a spiritual attack or something. Because this is the problem with us Christians. We have taken marriage and we have spiritualized it. That spiritualized marriage, we've been inside Eden. Time where they don't send people out here and all of that. The fact that you have to do bone to bone, now it don't become now the physical part. I'm not saying that we should not pray. Prayers has its place. But if we begin to break principles all the time, we will always complain and go back to God and saying that, oh, it's because of this and because of that. If you lack self-control, say you lack self-control, no talk na say, may God give, now God will give you say grace on our way. Because when you start to put and say grace, some people will be asking, I said, God need to give you our own grace on her. So this woman where didn't pray past the other woman. There are women who pray more than other women.
You start feeling God is partial
more than the other women. There are women who pray and fast women who pray. There are men who fast and pray and preach more than other men and still break principles of marriage more than other men who don't even do all of those things. These things are straightforward. They are principles. You break them, the marriage is breaking, it's not standing.
Okay, Dele, thank you so much for that. I think that was a very powerful talk that we had, the four of us. And now I want us to divert a little bit, but still on the topic. But before we do that, let's have like 10 seconds of deep breathing. You know, we have been like, it's
commercial break.
Commercial break, exactly. Let's have a commercial break. Then we'll come back and we'll try something out. Thank you, guys.
September is around the corner, and there is no better time to embark on your journey for studies in the UK than now. Are you looking for an opportunity to study in the UK? Do you want to graduate as a critical thinker and to gain the skills employers are looking for? Do you want to study a course in the shortage occupation list of the UK? Would you like to gain work experience by taking advantage of a 2 years post-study work visa? Would you like to study a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics degree to enable easy access to a permanent residence after graduation? FK Global Education Ventures got you covered. FK Global Educational Ventures will primarily evaluate, assess, and advise you on the necessary requirements of admission, assist you in choosing from over 300 courses, assist you gain admission into any university of your choice, helps you with your visa applications, assist you with accommodation, airport pickups, and settling in the UK. For more information, do contact us on the details you see on your screens. Thank you and God bless.
Hey guys, welcome back, and we are still on the topic. And please, guys, the technical dashboard, could you please just bring our panelists in without wasting much of the time? Hi, Bisong. Hi, Manuela, and hi, Dele. Welcome back. Hey guys, please continue sharing this video. And I have a couple of steps that I really wanted us to go. We have stretched a little bit more on the courses, which I really am so happy that we touched that a little bit, but I still believe that there is more that we would like to talk about, but we have been cut off of time. We don't have enough time. So I would like us to talk now on consequences, because these things have consequences on your spirituality, on your world as a man, on your marriage, on your children, those things. So I want us to really pay a little bit more focus on these areas. So what are the consequences of this practice, this keeping a side chick? Is there any positive consequences of it? Is there any positive effect? Is there any negative effect? I just want to know. And
you're asking for positive.
Speak as your spirit lead you. Whatever thing you feel, I want people to really speak up their mind.
Right.
Speak up. That's what makes us human. Speak your mind.
I think that, well, sorry, Denzel, that I don't cut you. I think we're going to consequences, of course, where there's a lot of causes of this psychicism that we've not touched. Okay.
Yes.
We've not limited it on the man and the woman, even the women out there. I wanted us to look at the different parties and take responsibility for them to take responsibility. The man, the woman, the side chicks out there as well, themselves. So when we're talking about the man and the woman, it feels like, oh, we're just limiting it to man and woman.
Yes. So good. Thank you so much for that. I think that's brilliant. So, hey guys, what are the consequences? Okay, I don't know if I should start, but I'm going to take a whole lot of time. I don't want to do that. So I will give the chance to the three of you to
But
talk.
what Delhi is saying is like maybe we talk a little bit, maybe we give some time, even 10 minutes to talk about. We've trashed out the responsibility, those who are in charge, those who are concerned. We talked about the wives, we've talked about the husband, and she's saying, and I've also read from Abigail Asha Terry, she said, like, there's still more of causes that we still need to talk about. For example, as Delhi mentioned, the side chick themselves.
Complaining too.
Yes, that the side chick themselves, they should show that some responsibility, you know, because they insisted they need the year route.
Good. Okay, then let's try. My issue is the time. You know, we normally run this show for 2 hours, and we have now.
No. Just let's go. Let's go.
Let's flow,
okay,
man.
Okay, then that's fine. My apologies. My bad. Okay, let's try to talk now a little bit more. Like, let's stretch more on the causes. So I don't know who will start first. Bison has been mute for a while. I would like you to speak first before we get another perspective from the two gorgeous women. So thank you, Mr. Bison.
Okay. Yeah, there's you know, this, of course, our side chicks, they have a role to play. They have to show that some of the responsibilities. Some time ago, I saw on Facebook, someone posted that the wedding ring for men is not enough, that married men should have a uniform, because they should have in Pidgin, we say an ashwabi that you should wear, you know. You should get this ashwabi to show that you are, because the ring is not enough. And the truth is, even if you carry a placard on your head that I am married, it doesn't save you from side chick.
Exactly.
Because this, let me tell you, there are different categories of women out there. And there is this category of women, of girls out there who are specialized on married men. If you go there single, they don't want you. Seriously. I read somewhere on Facebook, a girl posted, she commented somewhere that says single guys that they worry, say that they overheat headache. You understand? And these are potential side chicks. And of course, married men, they don't stress, you understand? Because they go there, they don't bargain. That single guys that they go bargain. Why you do so? Why you not do so? Married men, they go there, all they need is excitement and fun. And the side chicks, they are ready to give it. And once they give these men this excitement and fun, they are free with their lives. They can go about. Now, single guys, it's like they want to take a girl as a captive or whatsoever, you know. So these are the problem. And these girls, they are always ready. You see a guy, he is married, boy. I've sat in a bar, right? And I've seen the bartender giving her number, her phone number. She wrote her phone number on the check bill, which she was giving to this guy, because this guy was sitting there with his wife, and she wrote her phone number on the check bill. This is the level at which these girls are so dedicated and so committed to this their side chickism business. You understand? And again, what? Yeah, exactly. And again, some of them, they have they say, they look at that. That's why they say a man that treats his wife well, right? If you are having a happy home, you are treating your wife well, you are liable to have a lot of side chicks, because they see it already as a clear example that he is a caring man. Yes, of how you treat them. You don't die your own. They don't, you know, they will easily get you. So what's happening is that some of these girls, they think maybe through their beauty or any other special skills they possess in relationship, they have the idea that they can snatch this man out of his home. And you know, the men too, when you go, you want to talk to your side chick, you start condemning your wife. You start saying, he didn't even give me chop fine. He doesn't even have sex with me properly. I don't have peace at home. No, you mentioned lots of things that for the side chick, most of these things these men are mentioning, for side chicks, These are their skills. Wow, your woman no fit cook fine. Can't taste my chop. Come taste my erufas.
And guess what? Sometimes they even go and buy it. Sometimes they decide chicks say no, even cook and no cook. Until I go buy
they don't. They need even buy. Then you go buy and buy no. Can't taste my erufas. Can't do my this. At home, a man will leave work. You go home and then maybe you have 2, 3 kids. Your wife, you know, when pikin don't enter family, woman the greatest concern are picking them. These kids are running around. You are struggling to give them food. You are struggling to get them ready for school the next day. Noise the whole house. You don't come. You don't tire for work. You look the pikin and say, "Oh, side chick is there. She's living alone in her home." For there, now only soft music, good food you eat, and you climb on the bed and someone massage you. At home, you can't get these pleasantries. You know.
Listen, just give me a second. So you said something which is very important, and I want to just add just something little before you continue, or the daily or Emma can come in. You know, you said when women have children, their focus is on those kids, which is very true. But what I want to say is, you know, it is what most people do. And these things, women tend to take their love for their husband, and for that marriage, they transfer it to their children. When I was doing relationship coaching, when they were coaching me, teaching me how to coach and all those things, this question came up, and my mentor said, a lot of women are doing this, and it's affecting their marriage. Women, like his advice was like, women should be able to distribute that love evenly. Know what to give your child and know what to give your husband. It's even the woman's body, it changed with after childbirth. So women pay a lot of attention to their child, and they forget about their marriage and their husband. So I really agree with you, and just to encourage women, like, please, we love you and we love your kids, and we strongly believe you love your kids as well, but please do not give all your attention to your child. Do not do that.
Okay. So and there's another issue is, please, these girls out there.
No,
I want to round up.
Go round here. Time no day. Which another issue?
We don't talk for it, so tell me I never even talk me anything. Denzel, you are hosting the show, and you're a panelist as well. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that these girls out there, they should please learn to say no. When my man tell you, no matter how sweet that story may be, please learn to say no. No is no. It's going nowhere. It leads to nowhere. Anyway, I hand the mic.
Sometimes they graduate into it. Sometimes they become second wives now, so they're having hope. I don't know whether I don't continue, or Emma get to continue.
Just continue. Emma.
Okay, so one of the side chick. One of the causes of side chickism is, let's say this here. When you, as a young girl, you are there, you see how we're talking about side chicks, some of them are making a mockery of it, right? And thinking it's something that they can get away with it and all of that. You will get married to tomorrow. Your husband will become side chick. Sometimes these are the repercussions of our lives, the lives we led when we were younger. Sometimes there's seeds that you sow when you were younger. You were dating married men. You don't come now, no. Your own man go round. You pray, go pray. Pray your wash hand, go pray, see. Go and pray and see. There is planting time, there is harvest time. Time we don't plant, you don't work at married people, their master, they sleep with all people, their master, then they think say this, so your own no man will touch them. Planting and harvest time day. Why do you worry yourself? You go wait till you share your today. Majority of these women who are complaining their marriages of side chicks, check them. They be the follow Mariman and Tuta University. Check go check them. They don't tell you. Some of them just go and look. Now the repercussions of that's why I said it. You see me, I'm a Christian. I believe very well in prayers and I believe in work. I believe in the seeds we sow. I believe so much in them. And until you repent, and sometimes before the repentance even comes, the side effects don't happen. And sometimes you even repent, but you still have the repercussions of your actions. The times when we did not know God, we did things out of ignorance. Came to Christ, gave our lives to Christ, had even deliverances and all of that, we still face some repercussions when we were still in the world. I'm just letting the side chicks know that your turn they come. You too, you graduate to someday and get into the house. You too, you graduate to and become a Mrs. Now it feels like, oh, you bad pass madam. Now it feels like, oh, you overday that way. But guess what? Your time become. And the fun I say now good measures, pressed down, shaking together. The number of side chicks, so count every day, how many I remember them? Count, divide times 7. 70 times 7. If you that scripture and 70. Now so they will give for your own. So sometimes we come and sit and we'll be like, oh, what? And then the fun is that when you are now married, you feel like, oh, now you can, that's why I was talking about against the prayers thing. Like you feel like you can everything now. Oh, I can now pray for my husband, I can now pray. Some errors we make in this life now, restitution the fix them. And the worst part of it is that restitution for the kind you want to restitute man in matter na except if you seize the man finally married him. But you want to restitute all the years of the sex and the money they spent on you. Now so somehow it will happen too for you. And the worst part of it, and I say when it happens, it usually not the same amount really happen. It happen more. That's why I said when you sow a grain of seed, it comes like now. Imagine the number of seeds you receive. So this is it. We can sit here and we are blaming side chicks. Meanwhile, the same married women were side chicks who have just been graduated. Now they don't see why another man should touch their own. That's still one of them. And then let me just add this one. Maybe, of course, Emma has other things she's going to touch on. Distance. You see these things, say people that are married, you see distance. If you people notice, each time they ask me a question, if you follow me on the shows, if you ask me a question on that distance thing, my first answer categorically, and I say, couples are not supposed to be apart.
Of course. You are not supposed to. We're talking about nudes. Remember, we're talking about most of these things have come into place because of most couples in distant relationships. You are supposed to be in the same house as your spouse. You're not supposed to be married and staying somewhere and the man is staying somewhere, because that's not how God made it to be. Yeah.
So we understand that things could happen, circumstances could, lead to these things, but you want to work on that. You want to find a way to bridge that gap. Because don't deceive yourself. It is 1 year, the woman will be faithful. 2 years, the man will be faithful. The 3rd year, it's elastic limit works for, it is a natural tendency. It's going to work like that. It's only a matter of time. That's why we're saying that some of these things can be fixed, especially if it doesn't reoccur. But when it starts becoming a habit and a lifestyle, don't bother yourself. These are one of the things that will break it. And before long, side chick don't enter or side guy don't enter. These are things that are happening. And we cannot put a blind eye to it. So it's a lot. I don't want to finish all the points, of course, because Emma has other points. And then, of course, maybe this one will still come back with it again. These are the causes of this side chickism thingy. And until we begin to touch on these different causes, it is going to be continuously amplified.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm one of those people who don't believe in a long distance relationship as well. There has to be a reason that you want to bridge that gap. Someone has to move and meet the other person. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, Emma, you can come in now.
Thank you, Denzel, for finally giving me a chance. She don't cry for 2 hours. But yeah. Anyway, so talking about this, one of the causes of side chickism, I think one of the reasons I always say is desperation, in my opinion. Yes, desperation is one of those hard forces when it comes to side chickism. Because the woman at that point doesn't care. All what she cares about is to own a man. And so that's why at that point, when you are even telling side chicks, if you want to even start preach for themselves, they'll turn preach for you more.
They'll tell you the consequences they pass you with.
My sister, wait to be my own. If you don't rent my house, keep me for some side. It worry me for where to. You don't ever see me and the woman argue. No, I day my day, eat day. I day my day, eat day. At least you're fulfilled in you that you have a husband, you have a man in your life. And now at that point, we still consider that point as a dating point. Now you're doing all of those things. You're putting all you're putting your all to make sure this man maintains you. So you can now graduate. Where can you flower when you graduate from side chick to a wife? That's why we have two cases here. We have those set of side chicks who are going to pressurize the man. If we have to continue this marriage, you have to divorce your wife. And that's why you get this men like, sister, wait, ma tell you, sometimes nobody ever know. That man, they know will divorce their wife, they forget it. They will not. Maybe you've never known. So you have this, our set of sisters who keep telling the man, until you divorce your one, I know Demi for the marriage. Today, where you cannot sleeping. When the man comes, wait, I don't tell you no, they sit there for court with one divorce. You give a sleeping. You give a sleeping. It come again the next day, you ask him how far. He said, we have to meet our lawyer. So they have adjourned the case 3 months' time. You give
finally, they even lie you marriage certificate, fake marriage certificate, divorce, rather.
You give sleeping like for 3 months, so. And then you start planning that you come and get this match up, you come and write. The man was telling me that he has a problem with the wife, they'll divorce. Divorce kill you there. Divorce kill you there. Honestly. And then we have this other set of side chicks who do not care if they have to be the 5th wives. So as they're inside, they're outside, they're practicing wife duties. They practice how it will get inside. So they don't mind being a 2nd wife. All of this is just so that the society will know that at least you've got a husband. And then I'll start hearing men then scarce. Men then scarce. These particular statistics of women being more, to be very honest, I use it, but I need somebody to tell me where it came from. Each time I'll be hearing men then scarce. The men then scarce.
No.
From census now, census.
Yeah, they won't agree that thing. Men they scarce.
Go follow census now.
Men, good and marriable men are scarce.
Okay, thank you. Now that's the right word. Good and married. Then that's another one in matter. Now you want to enter now inside.
Even if you don't limit it to marriable men, generally, go look census. In Germany, you don't have census.
And you know that, right? We women, we advance in age more, so we get to the marriable age more than the women. So even when
you shrine the chops and over here.
Okay, so you have your family there pressurizing you. You need marriage, you do how you waste time. Before you know it, you catch somebody's husband, you get pregnant for that person. As we believe, since we believe that getting pregnant means marriage, you start holding. So you catch somebody past in a handball, you get pregnant for that person. Before we know it, together. Before we know it,
they crash who you want. The man be the fly.
Before we know it, you become a certified side chick because of desperation. And then, unfortunately for you, immediately now they don't give you nada belly. He start tell you now say if he gets so he get family. You know the truth is that you knew it. He has a family, but you were hoping that your pregnancy will put you inside. See,
Emma, I know he caught you. Half of even one way person will tell you say date person for 3 years. No, say the person be married. You refer to one way the marriage will be obvious. Get way they tell you say date man for 3 years. No, say be married. Now why that way? So more to say ignorance too not part of the causes of such.
No, you cannot date a man for 3 years and you don't know if the man is married
so
or
it's
not.
possible. Let's be very honest. It's possible. Ignorance. Ignorance.
Ignorant how? You need to go to the money house. You know, visit the man.
They call that.
See, ma explain the scenario, Delin. Would they for Bamenda, right? Your man they work for Betwa or for North. Who know very well that men they go work for, they leave their family, then Bamenda, for example. I'm trying to talk in terms of distance.
No, I get it.
This man is working there. His family even hardly visits him. He's there posing himself as a bachelor. And then he goes out there, he has a family with a woman out there. The woman born like 5 kids, even past the woman with Bamenda. I'm just trying to say that somehow, I'm not,
Emma, I deny that one so for that side chickism. I feel understand that one so for 1 year. Imagine say, if you want to know whether some man be married now, you need to go for the Bamenda for go see. You know, if you just
Oh,
even
dollars,
ask
yeah.
question.
Exactly. Yeah, dollars too. Yeah.
Now don't get it. All one the way they don't put up their mind say, I don't care whether I marry or not. I want
Exactly.
be part of
Yeah.
this.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
Dollars.
chop,
That
me a chop
desperation
fish.
way talk to now then fall for the.
Me a
Yeah.
chop fish lips. Say care about what I married or not. Which
Exactly.
is married.
So
Chop my fish
anything.
lips.
Because why I don't already make my own family.
And the live fish, side chick, the live fish.
So
I don't know
thank you, sir.
I don't know to fish do the side chick, the live fish.
Especially get chance to chop
This one, what do you mean now? What do you mean?
Oh my God. You people are so
Then this one,
I swear, I don't know. See, side chicken, the live fish, you get them. You are carry any person a fish. Where they can bring the fish?
Sam, Emma, you done? See,
yes, sir.
it's true. Let me add a point if Denzel will permit me.
Yes, you can go ahead, but make it short.
Yeah, poverty. Yeah. We cannot take off poverty. You see, poverty. Something
Yeah.
poverty. It's a lot of. Somebody made a powerful point last time that if you don't have enough money to foot your temptations, be careful with how you mock at others or something. It's true. I listened to that, I pondered on that, and I'm like, there's an aspect of truth in this. Okay. So what the person was trying to say is that it's a lot of I have during counseling seen cases of side chicks who have come, and you look at what took them to that level. Deep within me, it's a bad thing, but I could understand, quote unquote. I've seen a lot of misery, where my remarks stand for your front, you know, if I care whether you wearing.
Yeah.
You know, the fact care whether now wait to happen. That means say you the first satisfy to satisfy the other, the remaining things them before you the first check whether the man in him na first waiting. Sometimes there are people, ladies who have been in abject poverty, who have suffered, who have been pushed to the side of the wall. It's
I've
a
heard
lot
that
of
so many times.
yes. There are some of these women who are pushed because of poverty, because at the end of the day, it's a give and take game.
Yeah.
We can't push this aside. It's a give and take thing. So they are there to, okay, mommy the sick for hospital. They don't put bill for so and so amount. No man, no day. And some of these married men are so wicked. They'll tell me, say, you must sleep with me. And it's one time you sleep, number 2 times you sleep, number 3 times. The next thing you start, and then when
get
water
comfortable in it.
continuously. That's why they call this thing, there's some word there for English. Even when I rape, the victim starts loving the
rapist.
The perpetrator, yes, the rapist. There's a term for it. It's escaped my mind. So if at that level, even at rape, the victim can fall in love when it continues and it reoccurs, then imagine for normal married man where he clean chance or married man themselves only temptation to them. Now wonders. Married man go find something you look so say child.
Why married?
Why married?
And they are crushing. Why married? Why
and they're
married?
like there's a so. I think we get it. It's a comment here.
It's crazy. Deli, thank you so much for that. I really believe in that, what you're saying, because poverty is something. I don't know if it's so hard for me to really have some really great debates on certain things when it concerns Africa, because we do not have data to see these things that this is because of this, because of this. That's why you see people always know, like I'll always talk about America, Europe, because there is a data that you can read. You can see something. You can place your argument based on that data. I don't know. This is now observable. Something I've observed. I have a couple of friends, like Swiss people, like white people. Let me put it in that context. And I can tell you that because the majority of the people in the diaspora, like those that live here, those that were born here, right, they can afford certain lifestyle with a certain age.
Yeah,
they are not there for this side chick thing.
They're not very prone to it. That's true.
Yes. When you look at the side chick gauge, it's so much down. In the middle class is not there, because these people have a certain life that they are living. Then you go now at the top of these celebrities, people are really rich. and powerful men is also high up there, because now people from either from the bottom or from the average level, they go for these powerful men, these men with 6 figures or 7 figures and all that. Okay, but in the diaspora, in the middle, people will make their $45,000 or euro per month, 50, 60, 70. They do not practice this side chick thing because they can, at least they can pay their house rent. They have their own small car or a bike or whatsoever. They can afford. They can afford a 3 square meal per day.
And they are not desperate.
They are not desperate. But when you look at Africa, I think that I will tell you, no, it will really help me. Sometimes I'm like, the government has so much that they can do to change people's perspective or the people's behaviors. Give these people job. So like I have on replied messages or message, it's some desperation. You see the side chick, they will tell you like, I was dating that married man because he take care for my mommy, or my mommy no well, my papa no well, all those things. So I like you said, Dele, I totally agree with you on that. But hey, what can we do? You know, these people at least they need something. But we are not justifying the fact that you should be sleeping with another man's husband or another man's wife because you the mallow in poverty. No, don't do that. Okay, but try to figure out what can you do. Hey, I don't want to really talk much. Do we have enough time, Dele, to talk about?
Let me you just brought this came to my mind. I should just use this opportunity to say it
like talk.
Pass you know now you be host for show now you be host and you be panelist one time you be well about this linked to poverty and about how side chicks, how they get poverty leads them dating married men. I just want to use this opportunity to, if maybe my Cameroonian brothers, uncles, elder brothers and friends in Cameroon and wherever you are, people of influence, I'm just trying to beg that this thing has been happening where men take advantage of women, where you're in a position where you're in position of influence, young ladies, you come across or they come your way that you need to render them some service or some favor, and they want to always use this in exchange for their body. Most at times it happens, men, we are the one initiating these things. We ask them to put their bodies on the line just for us to render a service in which, if you go to, we are being paid for that. We are being hired to do that for people. But it gets to a point where people want to exchange this for sex. I just want to use this opportunity to ask every uncle out there, every elder brother, every friend who is in a position of influence, you should let's look into our conscience that we cannot exchange sex for everything. And it's not every woman that comes your way that because they are vulnerable, because they need your help, and you think you have to take sex from them. It is something that is happening a lot in Cameroon. I just want to use this opportunity to talk about it. We will have daughters tomorrow. We will have sisters tomorrow that will need help from other people.
Do we have time for consequences?
We do have time. We like we said, we're just going to stretch it because if we leave it, people will go without really getting it. Exactly. So for those who can still stay to get it, it's fine. If we can round up with the courses, and one of which is burning in my spirit, I don't know if Emma can take on that, is there are spiritual baggages that people carry. There's no gainsay about that. They are spiritual baggages.
Don't talk too much. If you want me to take it, wait, ma, continue. Thank you for bringing this point.
Okay, when I talk about different thing before you take that one. Polygamous tendencies. You see, there's some people who are polygamous. They say men are polygamous by nature, but some people have legalized their own polygamous by nature thing, as they talk about. So some people have gone ahead to sign for polygamy, and that's to me ticket to side chickism, because when you sign for polygamy, it automatically means that you're entitled to more than one wife, meaning that you're open to have a side chick, which of course you can graduate to. That's things that happen. But let me say this, guys. For those of you who, especially the side chicks listening to me, who always insist on men are polygamous, or the man to say we marry sign a polygamy, where you never first see you married certificate as Emma Bitok. You don't just wake up, you start insist, you say the man are polygamy, na polygamy. Let's even assume there are some people, they are Muslims listening to us, and that's part of their culture. I don't take that from them. You see my ideology with this polygamy thing. Polygamy is another kind of marriage. But most importantly, when I look through scripture and how it was done for polygamy, the first wives had a say in the picking of the second wives. The first wife had a say in who will be her co-wife. So for instance, Sarah, who actually got Hagar for Abraham, had a say. Matter of fact, she was even the one who picked her. I mean, quote unquote, when I use the word pick, you understand. They have a say because it is something they signed. I as the first wife, I need to be part of the decision making in bringing another woman. That's how the polygamous situation of old was. And you, side chick, listening to me, Madam Fahaz know you. If they want us, they do side chick, say you want bring co-wife. Now you they go bring them. Not be you they go bring them. Sometimes we're just using these excuses because we want them for begin to cheat with this side with these men, and we're giving them as excuses. Even yes, even right. Even with the idea of look at Jacob. When Jacob had the first wife, even with his second wife, guess what? Now still Leah took her servant girl and gave to Jacob as a wife. Why? Because she had a right in the decision making of it. You side chick listening to me, when the man tell you say want marry a second wife and where you be okay with them, that's your choice, the choice you've made. How much of the first wife know about you? These are the things you begin to ask yourself. How he know you for whose side? You sure say in a that very story for 300 different girls them out there, and if he didn't want married, they'll go find us a woman village, because usually the second wife is always the submissive one, technically speaking. So the woman, if she has to be part of it, one take woman way it be much more than he. Usually they'll go and look for a woman in the village and bring. It's a tendency. So you therefore that's why I said some people just continue this thing, and then when they give excuses them, they don't come and marry with that second one.
You know I'm laughing. Since when you start talking to a woman you choose, I'm really sorry. I'll be laughing if you notice. Because now it occurred to me, I start the fight now within myself. If I'm the first wife, I need to choose. I want to choose now.
You want to choose my way?
I want to choose now my way this so. Because sometimes it's so annoying when your husband is cheating with somebody who is not up to your level. You want to see woman who will compete with you. You understand? So I was like, I'm in between. Man brings a woman where you don't go ever.
You not pick up. No, you want to bring. Look, check it. The male trans woman will bring a slave girl where we work for you, so that the woman too, because you are expecting that she will submit to you, the wife. Now still that's how it happen. Even when you go look and search for the villages that will chiefs them, you will see they go bring some young, small, naive girl go come. Majority of them. But when you two be that high class woman, you want come now fight go be for the old true. And usually the man no first, the woman no agree. First of all, the man didn't even leave a high class woman for us for go marry. The one way they take and for us, no fear, but it be high class, it be a low class for the most part. Because if he's not having what he should have with the high class woman in the house, and no one will carry another trouble, bring them again. So I go for something where you know still again. Like it's a deja vu. I can't be doing deja vu again like that. So these are the things. Emma, if you take on down there spiritual.
Yes, let me take on spiritual before my phone kicks me out of this show. Yeah, so actually, I mean, it's so important. And to me, I feel like this thing, it even has nothing to do even with people who believe in God. When we talk about this spiritual part.
Yes.
Even it has nothing to do with people who believe in God. There is enough of what you can pick from having so many sexual partners.
Tell me about it.
Sex is such a spiritual something. Now, I mean, not even blood they be involved sometime in there. I will not wait till we know blood
will always be involved. Even when I don't see the red blood, the white one they be involved. So yes, always
so you know this encounter, you know this. So we pick out spirits out there from this numerous side chicks, and we bring them into our homes. Now you'll be hearing of women who will be complaining about being barren. Sister will pray and pray and pray and pray. You know, ever no say now from Oga. Not necessarily like because he was cheating at that time when people are married. What I'm trying to put forward is that even during the days of your polyamorous situation, you are picking up those things. You have the spirit you were picking up. And then some girl curse you. And then you bring it into your marital home. Hey! Your wife now picks it. And she's now called the barren one. Where you are cursed within a sings.
There may be some listen to you and they'll say things or things. Maybe.
So I don't preach the particular preaching for you to go tired. Now, you're the one now carrying this curse. Honestly, I've seen that situation daily, like firsthand. A friend who got married and for years, she wasn't having the baby. And then when she separated from this man, some years later, we're just having a discussion and she told me, you feel imagine, say, actually, I got a message that this guy was cursed by one lady he disappointed at one time. Do you know she finally got a baby?
Wow.
After getting out of that marriage. As for the man, I don't know if he finally got one.
I've had those kind of situations as well. I've heard about that. I know of some self.
Exactly. Yeah. So all in all, what I'm trying to say is then can you imagine now when you're married, you go pick up for the one, the worst are those people who do not even care, prostitute, they. Some prostitute is charm where they even put on so that all big men they go can't pick now you go pick and you can't share and give a woman for house. And then your family becomes, I mean, they're part of this bondage and your kids are suffering from it and they have no idea about this. This spiritual thing is something that extends from you to your wife to your children. And then before you know it, your home is being divided because most of the time you'll see the man that talk where I need to say I don't love my wife. It could be true. They say men do not cheat with their heart. But unfortunately, you meet the wrong person and you bring this spirit, and now your marriage is being separated. Sometimes your woman even knows. See, sometimes we think that people who separate is just because they know their men are cheating. It's not necessarily the case.
Then say sorry.
No, it's okay. It's fine.
There are people who separate from their spouses even without knowing they were actually cheating. But just because the spirit they got out there actually has an influence in their marriage. Your husband that you used to be very fine with, before you know it, when I quarrel over all things, when I quarrel over the color of salt where you even put inside pot, the number of my where you put up, you quarrel about very little things. And that's why you start hearing people start saying, well, my husband changed. I don't know what's happening.
What happened? Yes.
Yeah. Some of these things, if you trace them, that spiritual baggage that you pick out from the numerous.
At the charm way side chick they use them for SID. Now that's the one is also okay. They will use prayer. But you see the other one.
So some charm day wait, it's so popular for Nigeria. Is it Kamayata something? Kimayata or Kamayata?
I didn't know the charm they named them, my sister.
no, see, recently, right? You know how I get about this thing because I was trying to do a small research on that thing. I tell you I discovered that was last year. But guess what? The way I don't see them all over Facebook, the way I don't see them, people they talk about them.
Oh, really?
Oh my goodness! I begin to ask myself. So people
don't write the name for comment, yeah. So how do I write name for comment?
That is it. I mean, say it's big known for northern Nigeria. It's really so common for them. Yes, it's okay for them.
I really be clueless. I'll go find out.
But you know, so it's meant for married women to keep their men like it's a charm for their men. But the way the show now, the way the show now, it don't extend. So the Cameroonians they know, Cameroonians they had the bar for noting them. Somebody used it yesterday, and I was asking, I don't even know the word. Is this how common this thing is? I'm just trying to say, side chicks, if it means they want you, they take a lot to keep you. And fellow men, they use every sort of things. If you want to keep your family, avoid this issue of side chicks, please. It's very important.
The consequences are far-reaching. It's far-reaching. And thank you so much, Emma.
Thank you,
Emma. I don't know if Bison have spoken.
Not yet.
About the consequences.
Emma started with consequences, actually.
I haven't spoken about consequences.
Okay, Bison, you can go ahead.
Well, we all know the consequences. I'll just list some very negative consequences that are so easy to identify. We all know side chick for men, dear brothers, it's very expensive.
Oh, tell me about it.
To keep two women,
It is expensive.
even if no matter how rich you are, you understand? Because even if you take rich people like Dangote, he get a level for his wife. So if you want to get side chick, it goes now that same, you understand? That same category, you understand? So it's an expensive venture that leads to nowhere. You understand? It can only move from expensive to more expensive to most expensive, because when you have the side chick, it's expensive, and if you continue the relationship, maybe she'll have a child for you that makes it to be more expensive.
Yeah.
If you no get pikin, maybe you contract a disease that will make it to be most expensive. So in every case, side chickism, it's a very, very expensive venture. Money that you will use for your initial family with your wife and kids, you start splitting it. You want to get chop money. You see pass up or also party want get chop money. They lay strong with some money for also. Instead of give 5,000, they want give at 2 because he's feeding another home somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's very expensive. And another one, which the most dangerous one, is because of side chick. Trust me, you can lose your family. Someone said there is no orgasm that is going to be sweet to make him lose his family, because this is the initial plan of every side chick. It's the initial plan. They want to become the main chick.
Yeah.
If they see the slightest opportunity to become the main chick, they want to become a main chick. And if you have that kind of a wife at home that she can't be that tolerant, when he catch you 1, 2, 3 side chick, she walks out of the house with the kids. That's your family. You have
Destroyed.
and yes, you have destroyed your family. So the consequences are just too much. And then it's a loss of respect.
Tell me about it.
Loss of when I make do now, I'll talk about the positive side too.
We don't deny, no, we agree to it. Talk positive too. We agree or not.
Okay. It's loss of respect. You lose a lot of respect because sometimes, for example, I have seen how so many people have respected Denzel on Facebook because they know him as one faithful guy. He doesn't cheat. That's I'm talking now Facebook. That's what they have. Yeah, okay. You have this respect, and they have given you this respect. Such a respect, you can only earn it. You can't buy it. Now, me, they don't give me bad name for I don't get that kind of respect. They don't give me bad name for Facebook.
I'll give bad name there.
They don't give me bad name, And lastly, it's the waste of time. You can't because this side chick, no matter what, they also need this attention. They need some level of attention from their man. They know so okay, wait, don't come out work, you don't spend the time for us. Evening, late hours of evening, or if you're hour after work, you have to give it to her. She's expecting this time that you could use it to rest for prepare for the next day, or you could spend this time with your kids. These are priceless moments you could spend with your kids and family, or maybe do something for yourself. You have to dedicate it to the side chick, and what do you get there is just some small useless orgasm. But still, there are still some positives. It's not like I'm encouraging side chickism. But
well, yeah, I'm not talking my own consequences before you come there. Actually,
I've seen married women adjusted just because they heard that there's a side chick.
Hey, wait, I first talk my own.
I don't see my one. He wants strong head to go. He want to go off the grid. He just say man get side chick. He adjusts. He start cook, clean, do things. So now
Yeah,
na positive.
for real, for true, for real. It is. It's true.
Yeah.
If you call it positive side though, it makes sense because truth be told, it is these some of these side chicks the way they make and the madam for house they adjust. But again, like
Yes.
we said, those consequences. There's a consequence I want to talk on, which is the how they say oil flows from the top like that. A man who is cheating will continuously cheat, continuously cheat. It becomes contagious to your wife. In case you listen to me where you cheat, you don't know something that happened. Most of you people are cheating. You've cheated and cheated and cheated. Your wives are beginning to cheat. You know why? Because you're the head. That oil from your head don't flow, come down. So your woman, whether the woman at the neck or at the heart, you don't touch some part. There are times when the woman doesn't complain again. In it, if I do again, in it still knack. You used to say the knack, so now why do I go? In it still do all those things. You don't find on-side guy. Consequence of psychism and cheating and adultery and all of that, it rubs on the entire family. And this is what you have now planted from generations. It's a seed. You don't plant that now from generations to generation. Even your children is going to rub on them. The children see from the parents. It is not what you tell them. Oh, children, they need to learn as we talk for them. Now, as they see you to they do, they go replicate them. That's why most people from polygamous home, they still go be polygamous. Because they saw how their parents did it. They continuously did it. As they said, they did it like that. So that's it. For those of you men who are thinking, some of you, your woman, the wrong girl, how many side guy, they not even first guy exist. Because they are cheating. They are cheating. It's rubbing on them like that. But you don't know. They say women cheat better, men cheat more. Women, they are cheating. So you'll be sitting there and justifying whatever you're doing and thinking, okay, yes, and yes, and yes, and yes. I hope when the tables are turned, you two will be okay with it. Like you are going to be fine, so fine with it. Like if your wife is giving the same excuse that you gave, it's going to be something that you know. The spiritual part of it, and this is where, to me, the prayer sets in. Bible tells us to pray that prayers without works is dead. And that's how I do it. I balance prayers and work. When it's time for work, it's time for work. If it's time for principles, it's time for principles. It's time for work, it's time for work. And for prayers, it's time for prayers. And to me, time for prayers has to do with a lot of spiritual things. You see all these things we talk about side chicks. Side chicks use charms. They use charms. They charm, I said it today when I posted on the platform. Some of the need to see have been, they're not ordinary. Yeah. So they will use those things. Your eyes are glued onto it. Your mind is corrupted. And it's going to take a higher power to break all of those things. And that's where prayer comes in. Sometimes we're talking about this prayer when the same people, they pray for their marriages. And so we're talking about, because the spiritual atmosphere is tense, is jam-packed. The evil world are so spiritual that they are even more spiritual than Christians. When we talk about spirituality, people are only looking at the religious side of it. People who are not Christians are so highly spiritual. When they want to make charms of a year, you will not believe. Before you know it, you don't pack go the stay for some gay house some guaykele. You don't know time how it happened. Because on one room, where the house put an apartment, so on one room, all your accounts as this on top, it is that expensive. The consequences are far-reaching. Now we can give all the reasons, which is true, but when you look at what you stand to lose, cheating and doing all of those things, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. So that's it, you know. But again, that's it for my
okay, Billy, thank you guys so much for that, and I'm so much in love with the consequences that your people outlined, and this is what I want to add to it. When a man is broken, his family or his home is broken. When a woman is broken, that community is broken. So you could see the power that each of these people have. So I'm calling on my fellow men to take responsibility, because you are the head, like I think one of the panelists said, you are the head. Get close to your family. Because when you are broken, your home, your family will be broken. And when your family is broken, that family is, your home is your wife. And when your wife is broken, that community is broken because a woman is like the caretaker of an entire community. Now, what I have to say as compared to what the panelists have mentioned is, take care of yourself, guys. I have two beautiful daughters, and I'm taking care. I'm trying to raise up my kids, my daughters in the standard. And for those of you who also have boy child and all that, okay, take care of your boys, educate your boys, because your boys will be the husband of my daughters tomorrow. I'm doing my best to educate my two beautiful girls, and I know that tomorrow they will become wives of husbands tomorrow, and I never know where they will pick their man. So if you are having a child there, your boy child, make sure you take care of your child, educate these people. Like Dele said, it is like the ladder. Whatever you do, like kids learn from the things they see, not even from what we tell them. The things they see around us, they learn so fast from it. So if you are a man, put yourself together. Bison mentioned it, it's too expensive, it's pricey, and all that. Put yourself together. I was thinking if we could give just one point on way out. What can we tell these men and women who are in situations like this, and most especially the women? I don't know if you guys have just a minute, just one minute. You can do, I think you can do both at the same time. You give a way out and you summarize your points. Can we do that? Do we have enough time? Like, I think this can run up in 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just give a way out.
Maybe Bison should go now.
Sorry?
Bison, no. Bison, make Bison go now.
Yeah, Bison, you can go. Just give a way out.
Way out. Well, I'll just give a way out for each person. First, for the side chick, the only thing I can tell you is, if you are going there because you think one day you'll be the main chick, it's a big lie. That's the biggest lie that has ever existed. And for it will never happen. You continue being the side chick. You continue being available for fun and excitement. But when things matters, you'll never be there. And for the husbands, I would also like to tell the husbands that there is nothing profitable you can get from a side chick. It's nothing profitable. So everything that once you're married, your life, your success, everything you have to achieve in the future is all encircled in your matrimony, not elsewhere. That's just how it works. And then for wives, yeah, don't look at side chick as a threat. It's not a threat. Try as much as possible to be that wife that will contain your husband, that he won't feel the need to stretch his eyes or hands outside. Be the best wife, be a wife of principle, be that woman, that be that example of a wife that God is trying to teach us in the good book. So I think that is all I'll have to say.
Okay, brother, thank you so much. Who is coming? Dele?
Yes. I just Bison has literally said everything. I want to say that one of these consequences that I don't know if we touched on them, but passively, is the aspect of diseases that are spread. One is, this goes especially to the man. You are doing side chick. Make no mistakes. The side chick is also cheating on you. Don't ever think side chicks are faithful. That's the biggest mistake of your lives. You're sponsoring them like that. They are sponsoring their side guys. They get their party man them. They're smart guy for corner. Don't make no mistake. As the Billy household keeper, I get a side. He's small guy for corner. Really want me to. As you go warm me, so take enough oil. It to the replace them. The tank they go empty. It to the replace them. I'm just saying that it's a vicious circle, and just so that you know that this is how diseases are spread, and that's how that other side guy too they get to the other side chick, and also the other side chick too. And before you know it, all man for Cameroon they sleep with each other, and all man for the world, everybody is sleeping with each other, because it's like I said, it's a vicious cycle like that, and that's how diseases are spread. When I don't ever ask myself why somehow venereal diseases they don't spread for the world like something nothing. My Romans women sit at home, they go carry HIV, can't give them for nothing, and all of that. These are things that are happening. So apart from that, all the things of explain. This particular disease them. Don't think because she goes and she does her test, or because maybe you take care of her and she lives in luxury, she's not cheating. She's cheating. She's cheating. Side chicks can never be faithful to you. Not even waste your time. They are
Being faithful to a married man. Honest.
Thank you, Deli. Emma, could you please come in now?
Yes, Denzel. I mean, just let me even first pick from where Deli is saying. The donors will be semi-single lady, be faithful to marry man. Their level for donors now. We need for treat you. Single lady, you are faithful to a married man.
They're not faithful. No worry, I said they're not faithful.
Your level, no day. Anyway, okay. On the three set of people involved here, let me begin with the woman who is married at home. Try your best. Do all you can to hold on to your marriage. Do all you can to have the best you can have. Do not wait for your man to use another woman outside there to threaten you to get into her. Because usually once there's any other person involved, that's when your jealousy now triples. You start, so possibility be they say if he brings some person. This thing is, I don't know who even made this post. I think I saw it on Answer Kitu. Where has he been today? He has been missing even. There was
on side chicken house.
I saw it on Answer Kitu's wall, and somebody, like, he copied from somebody who said, yes, because you chatted me and I said no. It doesn't mean you should just go and chat another person. You have to wait to know if my no was actually no. It was so funny, the story, you understand? Because there are different types of no. You know that no, it means I come out, I don't need you. But you know that no way you want to play a game, then before you want to know, hey, now your neighbor, they don't go chat and then they agree. When you be there, no, be still get condition.
You still get condition.
So I think it's just the same, like when you're not doing it fine, and then your husband has to cheat because you're not doing it well. So try your best. And do not think all the time you attack a woman outside there and then you let your husband continue, because it's not just about one woman. He will take the next one while you're attacking this one. And how many of these women are you going to attack? So you can address it from your home. For the man, self-discipline. Consider the spiritual things involved, even if for nothing. Even if you think you're entitled to polygamy, consider the spiritual
the consequences.
Yes, consider your kids who are involved. Put all of this together. Ask yourself if, like Bison says, any orgasm is worth all of that. Is it really worth it? Then you stay away. Sister Side Chick, as for you, I mean, what I think the best way a side chick can get out of this is, first of all, even put forward some self-love here. Because when you put some self-love, you know that you need to own what you have.
Yes.
You cannot be a lot of, being a
second class. Yes, it's a lot of second class mindset. Yeah.
They need to visit you only when it's dark. It look up. No man enter run enter your zone and lock door bam. So you be backdoor partner, ever backdoor partner. Then when I
like Father Christmas.
See, when I walk on monitor, you look up. No man no day. Say, come, sister. Hey, for how long?
When they go find side chick like Father Christmas now.
Put this self
for 1 o'clock night.
Father Christmas, they go give the way they don't mask.
For 1 o'clock night, come over. Enter for 1 o'clock night before 3-4 a.m. You don't come out.
So when you have this self-love of I want to own what is mine, then you not even accept this issue of a married man wanting to use you, because I think that's using. They use your youthful age, and then you spend all your time with married somebody, and then your time passes, if at all it passes, But then there are those consequences. For those who believe in polygamy, because of course some people believe in polygamy, they don't have an issue with it. I would advise you as a side chick, try to find out if at all he actually signed polygamy. Because if that is what he signed, then you do have hopes. And don't stay a side chick. Why don't he just get married to you since you believe in polygamy? Because a lot of people who are sticking to this side chick is because theoretically they don't believe in polygamy, but practically they are side chicks. So sister, you fool now. You can't be deceiving. Yeah, stop deceiving your shadow because it's just yourself you're deceiving.
Man for mommy call and say Nzere. Nzere ni man.
Nzere. So thank you, Denzel. It was a good show.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Just to add to what the panelists have been saying, this is what I have to say. I will speak specifically to
you don't add for what.
I will speak specifically to the side chick. You know, we have said that men are visual creatures, and it is very true that men are visual creatures. You might be hanging around with a married man, and there's a single guy around your neighborhood who possibly could come to you and have a healthy relationship which could lead to marriage, but because they see you hanging around with married men, or they see that a married man sneak into your room, they will, like, the bottom line is
getting your own husband.
Yeah, they will just stay away from that. So the bottom line is, you sticking to a married man is blocking your own doors for a single guy. You have to understand that. Sticking to a married man is blocking your own doors for a single guy. So be smart enough, know what you're doing. We have talked about so many things, but that was just what I said. Let me add there. Stay with a married man, you're blocking your own doors for a single guy, except you do not think of getting married tomorrow, which the consequences are still on your head. It's not on me, it's not on any one of the panelists. But hey, take care of yourself. I'll just add this, take care of yourself. Relationship needs spicy stuff, so take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your spiritual health, take care of your mind as well, take care of your environment. All these things are very important. They are very important. So
go to the gym.
Go to the gym. Go to the gym.
Women also want sexy men. We want to see sexy men.
No, women
wear good lingerie.
You cannot be weighing twice as your man. Go to the gym. You cannot be weighing twice as a man. Go to the gym.
Yes, go to the gym. Have flat tummy. Before you
smell good and shave.
Please, before you conclude, I've seen like a comment that is coming from my sister. I'm just laughing because it's really something we should talk. I think we did not touch it on the side of the side chicks. Then you don't even talk past me. On the side of the side chick, please let me just try to make this point quickly. Side chicks, those ones who are eating their destiny. You see that why you chop some money chop and still they chop their destiny. And then you finally get your husband the day of your marriage or even shortly before. Yeah, papa come. Papa in quotes. That they should give all his money that he has been spending on you. It happens so. Honestly.
I know, right? I tell you.
So, side chicks, when you're eating up your destiny, know that tomorrow when you're getting married, there can be consequences. Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard so many guys say they can't date again.
I'm happy you mentioned that, Denzel. It's so true.
Yes.
So
do we need to summarize? I think people have done that already.
No. Don't summarize already. There's a
married women, I just talk one last thing before go. Married women, side chick no go take over. You understand? The married women gang, side chicks are not gonna take over.
Side chick,
we bad pass side chick. We bad pass side chick. Married women make noise matter. We bad pass them. Siam, una make nyanga matter. Una not form a hand. Now make nyanga. Spice this thing up. Hot to
make nyanga. Don't forget about your body. See, Deli, you cannot do much with your face. But I mean, like, to change the way that you were born, but you can take care of your body. You can change the lot with your body. Go to the gym, sweat, burn down that calories.
I would in a gym.
Buy them, buy.
Not the drink 8 sport for body.
There's another masala. There's another masala. I don't knowledge him.
Pray, married men, pray for your wives. Pray for your wife. Pray for them.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, God, on a live dog.
Someone then say comment that you like talk. It's just saying that.
Well,
Guys, pump us hard now. Now pump us hard, please.
Okay, guys, for our viewers, I wish you all a beautiful weekend and stay tuned. Continue watching this video, and next week again, same time, same day on Friday, we'll be here and we'll be having another. We don't know the topic yet, but like I said, if you have something that is inspiring, you can drop it on the comment section. Either of us can see it and we can discuss about it, and you never know, we could choose your topic for our next episode. So thank you guys so much, and I wish you guys a beautiful day. And for the panelists, thank you guys so much for your contribution. That was awesome. Thank you guys so much. Talk to you one
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.